Johnny?
Hello.
And we are live. What's up, people?
Long time no see, Johnny.
Alright, that's got that going okay. So how's everybody been?
I'm
Good, man. We're good.
Dude, I cannot wait to get everything back up on the even keel to where I can have a little extra money where I can come visit every so often.
Trust me, we ain't got no money either, brother. We're in the same boat.
I'm missing my Florida family.
We got a new card. No way you travel.
Making tracks. What's up?
Oh, we will. To Orlando.
What's up, Tracs? Lucky? Let's see.
Hey,
Anybody else want up on this thing?
So I wanted to go.
You learned something? You got any more?
Let me mute my mic and answer this phone call real quick. I'll be right back.
All right, we'll be here.
Ed, what's up, man?
Not much. How you doing, Nate?
Good. How's that build coming? That burnout build?
Yeah, it's going.
Yeah.
Got
So it's got two intakes and one exhaust valve, one big exhaust valve.
Yes.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. What? Making tracks. As high as Mr. Carts. You can say hi on here.
I don't want to be all loud over y'all talking.
It's just me and Ed right now. And Johnny.
Hey, Breezy. Hey, Megan Trac. Who else is in there? Hey, Boneyard. Lucky Seven's in there. Who else? Horse just in there.
Horses shop.
Ooh. Probably cooking hot.
What'd you do?
And of course, hello, Ed.
Hello, Mrs. Carts. Hi, Breezy. Hi, Trax. Hi, Lucky.
Which one is it?
I don't know. That's why I asked him. I see both.
Horse.
I gotta loose Reddit up some.
Hey, Boneyard. So no more duct tape or black tape around them wires there, Johnny?
No more duct tape or rigging it up.
I've been trying to get him to do this forever.
Yeah, I got tired of it. I finally done it.
Well, it's about time.
It's pretty bad.
Yeah.
You're on the side with no wires. The other side's got all the wires.
Oh, trust me, we've seen it. It looked like a 3-day-old spaghetti.
All right, so I apologize for that. My brother was calling me, and he usually don't call, so I had to find out what was going on. So, Boneyard, Breezy, I think I said Horse. Everybody, what's up? How's it hanging?
Slightly to the left.
Slightly to the left.
How's your tractor pulling? Mine's still sitting out there with a dead motor on it. I got to pull that motor and start working on it, but I got to get that bad boy going first. What's up, Brandon? Let's see. Let me copy this. Copy. Close that. Anybody want to be up on the panel? I'm gonna post this. There we go.
Did you see any deer today, Jay?
No, I'll check a couple stands and all because the logging crews are in our club cutting pines again. I checked a couple of my stands and didn't see no tracks because they driving them semis through there quite regular. So I just checked on a couple of them stands and then went and sat in one of my other stands near where they're cutting at. I was going to see if while they were cutting and messing with that, if it pushed any deer through my way, but I didn't see nothing. But usually this time of the year, they ain't moving except for during the middle of the night anyway. So,
right.
And I'm not an outlaw. I don't shoot them at night.
No.
Might hit them with a truck at night, but
Hopefully
I'm
not.
not going to shoot them at night.
Yeah, hopefully not.
Oh, I build that bumper like I want to build for my truck. I'll hit them at night. Won't do no damage to my truck. What y'all trying to do? Figure out how to wire that thing up to where you don't have to have a key switch?
We're working on it.
Working on it.
Yeah.
Y'all going to have to forgive me. I'm fishing.
Later, Trax. Thanks for stopping in, buddy. Good seeing you. Be safe.
Dark
All right,
chocolate.
Trac, be safe out there with all them fires, brother. Save those critters.
Hey, Nate.
Yo,
Look what I got.
hold on 1 second. So Johnny, look. So I crimped it. Look here. See how I crimped it on there? So you got a little bit on there. Get a little bit on the here. Like hold that underneath. Go underneath because the solder always goes to the.
Well.
Give me 1 second.
Nate is instructing. Professor Nate.
You trying to teach how to solder?
And then slide your heat shrink all the way down to the top. And then it'll do just that.
Perfect.
There you go, Nate.
All right, what you got? Oh my lord.
Oh, come on.
That's a tease, bro.
That's easy.
Cherry tomatoes covered like the chocolate covered with the cream.
Cordial cherries.
Oh, those are
Queen
good,
Anne
dude.
cordial cherries.
Don't leave me alone with a whole box of those, dude.
The dollar store by our hunting club had them for 99 cents a box.
Shut up, dude.
Yeah.
$20 later.
Hey, it's the jerk.
Huh?
Captain.
Hey,
How you
Captain.
doing?
Captain. What's up, Captain?
How you doing, fellas? Woohoo!
That's probably good.
Why's my StreamYard chat so much slower than YouTube chat?
Hey, Bree, how you doing? Hey, guess
Put your
what?
hand in.
Guess what happened to me
It always
last
is.
night?
Look at that, guys.
Yep.
Nice.
Guess
He was
what
a
happened-
little far on the heat shrink, but still good.
Guess what happened to
Yeah.
me last night? Someone tried to swat me.
Swap you?
Swat.
Somebody tried to
SWAT.
play SWAT.
Yeah.
What the heck?
They tried to swat
That
me.
ain't no
That's
game.
shitty.
Yep.
That is very shitty.
It's been happening too frequently. It's been happening to a friend of mine named Dave, or you might know him as Green Bay Wacky. It's been happening to him about a dozen times. His friend Cab 7, or comedian artist Ben 7, if you will.
Mhm.
It's happened to him a dozen times fully, and several times to many of our friends. So it's either a wellness check or a full swatting, or just like a show up and like a, like strong beatings on the door, and sometimes a beating of your head in the process. Guns drawn and this and that. Freaking sometimes it's just a friendly knock on the door and you guys okay in here? Fortunately for me, they had my number on file and they called me before they came in and beat my head in.
Oh, no. It's Captain again. Captain, what are you doing now?
So seriously, they called me before they freaking came and beat my head in, and they called me again right when they got here, and they had me come outside, and the guy's just like, he's got his flashlight pointed at me. He's just like, go ahead and put that cane down. I'm like, okay, Crystal, hold on to that.
You should have looked at him and say, okay, but if I fall, are you going to pay my medical bills?
No. There's a railing right there, so it didn't matter. But
Yeah.
like, they checked my pockets, and they're just like, all right, would you mind explaining to me why anybody would call this? I'm like, I don't know. You tell me. They called you freaking moron. You know what? I wasn't about to insult the man. I wasn't about to give him a hard time. You know, just,
Don't tase me, bro.
That's when you tell them, say, where was the number from? And then,
no. I didn't even really want to know anything about who or why. It's like, seriously, you guys know who and why. You best, because if you don't, then why am I talking to you?
that's something I never could understand. People from another state calls a police station, tell them there's something going on at this house.
If they
And
have
then they get raided and on you like, where did the number call you from?
okay, if they have a floating phone number, right? They can't track the number. And if the freaking number, if the person or voice is an electronic voice reporting it,
Mm-hmm.
there are people that actually can't speak, so they use an electronic voice. So that is a legitimate freaking thing that people use an electronic voice. Yes, it is. But unfortunately, there are people that can speak just fine that are, terrorists that are using the electronic voice to call in wellness checks and SWATs. They're like, oh, this guy is killing his wife. Yeah. Oh, this wife is killing her husband. Yeah. Well, what the, come on. Or, oh, they're making bombs in there and everything. Kidding? Really?
What's up, horse?
Anyway.
How much?
Hey, Boneyard, how you doing? Hey, Brandon, how you doing? Hey, Horse, Ed, Nate, Tractor, thanks for having me up. I
Yep.
just wanted to let y'all know that to be careful, because this didn't happen on my live stream, by the way. It didn't happen on my live stream, but it did happen on a stream, and it was Green Bay Wacky's stream, not mine.
Huh.
When I went on to watch his stream, he was on the phone with the cops. That's the first thing I saw was him on the phone with the police. And they were calling him to let him know, somebody's trying to SWAT you again. Like right there. As soon as I came on the freaking to just watch, I wasn't even on the panel yet. And then like a half hour later, he lets me up on a panel. And then Kevin comes up, Nero Trigger comes up, Ghost Mafia comes up, a bunch of people. And these are all friends. I know all these guys.
Yeah.
And they're all decent people. And they've all been swatted, and there's no reason for any of it. It's just terrorism. That's all it is. It's people, they want to see you. They want to see you getting swatted. They want to see me getting swatted. They want to see police bust in the door and then bust in your head and point guns at you. That's what they want to see. They want
people with nothing better to do.
Yeah, they want the drama, and that's why Dave was saying, don't give them the satisfaction. If they're calling you, just discreetly be like, I have something to attend to. I'll be right back. Go handle your business, and then come back on the stream and be like, that was unnecessary, but I'm back, and just take it in stride. Know that it's a very serious thing, but don't make a big deal out of it on the stream, because that's what the swatters want you to do. That's what they want you to do, because they're terrorists, and the terrorists want to see the result of their terrorism. They want to see your fear. They want to see you squirm. They want to see you freaking out. They want to see you get your head kicked in.
All right, Lucky.
So don't give them the satisfaction.
Yeah, good luck them trying to swap me. Don't nobody know where I live.
Have a good night, Lucky. We'll see you, buddy. I'm not trying to rain on anybody's parade, and I'm not trying to make anybody in a downy mood. But I just want to let you know that was my part of my night last night. That's all. I hope that everybody's night is going infinitely better than my night last night. I'll tell you that.
Mine's been a fairly good day.
If anybody calls the cops on me, it takes them about an hour to get here, no matter what the call is.
Yeah, there's only state cops in my town, and at least like a half hour. Even though he's not even 10 minutes up the street. It takes him like a half hour because he's probably sleeping. You know.
If they try to swap me, they know better because just about all the cops know my brother and all because of the tattoo shop. My brother tattoos about 3/4 of the police force and the sheriff's department,
Probably.
and all of them just about all of them pretty much know me by name. So if somebody tried to do that to me, they'd call either my brother or me to find out what's going on. Be like, what are y'all doing? Chilling.
Well, now that the police know that I am a live streamer, because they asked me a bunch of questions about streaming
Yeah.
and about, well, what's the difference between a video
Have a good one, George.
between videos and streaming? I'm like, well, there's a difference between streaming and live streaming. There's streaming video and then there's live streaming. There's me,
Yeah.
I'm live, like live and direct,
Yep.
And then there's recorded videos where you can edit them and then upload them to the internet. It's a difference. He's like, oh, okay. I'm aware of some of this, but, so, the cops don't know everything. And that's, nobody knows everything.
Yeah.
We don't know all the cop stuff and they don't know all the YouTube stuff. So, but now he knows.
Did you give him
probably going to share it
Did
with
you give him a sticker and tell him to watch?
No. I don't have any stickers right now, but I'm sure he's going to tell all of his cop friends about this. And, one of the cops that showed up had to be in his 20s. If he wasn't, then he was in his early 30s because he looked very young, but he was still a state trooper. So no nonsense, and freaking like one of them was obviously, looking for speeders because he was wearing the black getup and like all black gloves. He was totally blacked out, even with the subdued lettering on his shirt and everything. He was like a shadow warrior, like just waiting for you to go by speeding. I'm gonna get you this time.
So while I'm out here, do y'all want to see the rat rod while I'm out in the shop?
Yes.
Yeah, show it to us.
Rod me. Let's go.
Yeah. I'll start. Well, it'll be easier if I just start on this side. It's been a million pieces right now, but
I don't care. I love it.
What kind of motor is that?
The Hats E75 diesel air cooled.
Cool.
Just wearing 8-speed gearbox.
An 8-speed. Where the heck did you find an 8-speed?
That's a stock wheel horse 8-speed tranny.
Oh, it's a wheel horse. Okay, that explains it.
You can pull down a barn with that. A diesel engine.
Over here.
You can pull down a barn with that.
That's the rest of it.
The hood and the seat.
Yep, and a 2-spoke wheel.
Heck yeah.
Cool.
With the pulley setup I'm running, because after on jack shaft, you should do at least 15 mile an hour.
What, a 8-speed?
Yeah.
15's the fastest you're thinking about getting with it?
Yeah, anything faster than that, it might get a little sketchy. 20 would be like my max. 20, 25 would be like my maximum. No faster than that.
Hey, Harold, how you doing? I'm going to go make coffee.
Hey, Harold. All right.
I'll be right back. I'm going to make some coffee.
Horse?
Yeah.
You want sketchy? Ride my fat cycle with a 16-inch bicycle front tire and rim, 45 miles an hour.
I bet that's pretty crazy.
Ask Nate about it. It's fun. But them bearings in that little bicycle wheel is not really made for 45 miles an hour, but it is fun. Tater can tell you that thing gets actually when you get it wound up good, it balances itself out. It's pretty easy handling. It ain't jumpy or jerky or anything. Hey,
Yeah,
Kathy.
sorry, I went to the bathroom, but I was still listening. That fat cycle likes to go straight.
Oh, Nate, you missed that. I gave a live tour of the rat rod.
I saw it. I saw her, brother. I saw it. She's beautiful.
What color you gonna paint the rims on it?
I'm thinking like a deep silver.
Check. Rust-Oleum makes a hammer finish silver that looks friggin' awesome. It's got kind of a textured look, but it's smooth. It's slick. Might be something you're interested in.
Yeah, because I'm probably going to do deep silver rims. The rest of the tractor is going to be all satin black. Both the way I'm going to do the hoods is going to be black on the sides of the hood.
Satin or matte finish?
Satin.
Satin might be pretty cool.
Yeah, because what I'm going to do on the center of the hood is
matte finish is a pain in the butt to do.
Yeah, because the way I'm going to do the center of the hood. The sides of the hood are going to be satin, but in the center of the hood, I'm probably going to do like maybe a 4-inch stripe or something. That's going to be gloss black.
That would be cool.
Well, apparently, Kathy has a new man, Greg.
Oh no, not just Greg. There's another one too. I heard. Oh dang it! I'd have to go back and look. It was Greg, and then there was another one, and then it was Craig. So Craig's number 3.
All right.
I'm hoping if I eat enough soap, I might be able to become number 2.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Maybe we should try talking her into making a hemp soap.
Oh.
Earlier, she just talking about Craig, but she said 2 different names. It was Greg and then something else, and then Craig.
About like that meme I seen about the autocorrect.
Yeah. Oh man.
She traded him in for the Inside Track Club membership.
Oh, lordy, lordy, lordy.
Oh, did you trade a 40 in for 220s, Kathy?
Sorry, I'm not chatting much. I'm working on filling up the tires on the truck.
All right.
Getting ready for tomorrow.
Hey, Tater.
What?
Those pictures of those tires I sent you, would them be all right for you?
Those would be awesome.
They're 24 by 11 by 10. 10-inch diameter rims.
Those would be awesome.
I got to see if I got 10-inch rims or not. If I don't, I want to see about getting a set of 10-inch golf cart rims.
Yeah, those tires look small on that thing now.
Tell Craig he needs to get up on the panel with us.
Oh. Yep. Come on. We're gonna start the motor, so I'm gonna mute it.
You got it hooked up to just a push button.
Good?
Yep.
Starts with the key again?
Heck yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
So is Craig the donut bandit again, or is he off of donut duty?
Go ahead.
That's cool, Harold. Hopefully you get a nice calm day next little bit.
Heck yeah.
He took them big old KC lights off and put on an LED light strip.
Heck yeah. Puts out more light and drains less power off the battery.
Yeah, he was having trouble with his battery dying.
That's something
Yeah,
I'm
you
going to
got-
do with my bad boy. I'm going to take them regular headlights off of it and put LED light pods in there.
Yeah, when you got 10,000 million candle watt power headlights that you can see, into the next county,
Does anybody remember them old spotlights that they used to come out? It was a 15 million candle power spotlight.
Uh-huh.
That was called I think it was called a sunspot or whatever. My brother bought one time, and he had a little old Ford Ranger with a V6 in it. And every time he plugged that thing in and hit the trigger, it would just about shut the motor off. He'd have to idle the motor up to be able to shine that thing without it killing it. That sucker drawed some power.
My buddy had a Blazer that had like 6 big, they had to be 6-inch by 5-inch off-road lights across the front of his Blazer.
Mm-hmm.
It had 2 batteries in it, and when he turned all of them on, after a few seconds, they would start dimming. He'd have, like you said, have to rev the motor up just to bring them back up.
This one actually just about shut the motor off. If you didn't idle it up, it would literally cause it to shut off. I'm sitting there like, whoa. Just left Harbor Freight. Well, y'all never asked me my shopping list so y'all could buy my stuff for me.
Jay,
And
I think you saw my
Hello, Mr. Lang.
you saw my new press, right?
yeah, I like that.
I don't know what the hell I'm gonna do with it, but I got it.
About anything you want with it.
Hey, you can ship it over here.
Hey, Langford.
I'll make good use of it. You can ship it right here, buddy.
I don't know how much that was shipping would cost. That thing weighs like 150 pounds all day.
Yeah, that
that'd be
sucker's heavy.
$200. Here, I'll even research it right now for you. Here we go. I got nothing better to do.
That's
From
one of them old
Florida
style
to you.
presses that the more leverage you got on it, the more power you can put into it for press strength.
Yep. He said I could put a pipe on that thing and put like 5 tons of pressure down.
Yeah.
And the only reason he traded it is because he had a 20-ton one that he had just got. He's a blacksmith.
Mm-hmm.
And the one he has is like a screw type to where that one's a rack and pinion type.
What's your zip code?
32967.
BR549.
8675309.
Hey, hey, Jen.
Johnny, you need a different seat on that thing.
Johnny, go get what I brought home from work today right now.
Nope.
Go get it.
Nope.
Go get it.
Don't make him put
pulled
his foot
something.
down.
I pulled something out of the woods today and I said, Johnny, I brought something home for you. And he's like, he didn't seem too thrilled. I was like, dude, it's perfect.
Oh man, bolt that, just cut the legs off of it and bolt that sucker straight down on it. That'd be perfect.
That's what I told him.
So you get down on the pushing me back.
That or a plastic boat seat would bolt up on that thing perfect.
That's better than what he's got.
Yeah, he ain't even got no back support on what he's got now. If he does it wrong, he'll roll his butt right off the back of that thing and his tractor will keep going right on down the road. See ya. Johnny be running, come back.
Yeah, you if that weighs over 100 pounds, you can't ship it through the USPS.
Nope, it's got to go through a freight company.
Or
Damn.
UPS, FedEx, maybe. I don't know, but they won't ship it. That's what they say on the site. So,
You don't like it?
oh, and the maximum they will ship is 70 pounds, and that'll be over $80 from your house to mine.
Look, not a right.
Yeah, that's a little expensive.
I'll be back.
I
Oh, Johnny.
I'm gonna go buy one.
Horse?
Yes. Yes.
Horse.
I don't think you've seen it in a live video yet, but there's the beast.
Can you present him? Jay?
I'm trying to figure out how you do that.
Hold on a second, Horse. Don't change it.
There we go.
Yeah, John Deere back rim.
Oh, it is.
Because
slammed.
I'm using what I have. There you go. There's the jack shafts in there. Bearings are in there somewhere for the jack shaft. They're there. Hiding in there.
Why are you not filming every single second of this build, Horse?
Yes, horse. Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Because I have no good way of doing it. And there's way too much noise out here when we have the heater and stuff going.
What kind of cell phone is that you got?
Samsung Galaxy J7 Sky Pro.
You got
There
a
you
better
go.
cell phone. You have a better cell phone than I do filming my videos. I film all my videos with my cell phone.
Yeah,
Horse.
the axle here is on XI, so it's a swept forward axle.
Horse.
Turn the camera the other way.
My live feeds used to be done off my cell phone when I was outside, and that's when I had an S5 active.
Turn it, not a camera like sideways. It was like cricket. What? How do you explain it? Somebody help me.
Rotate
rotate your phone.
Yeah, rotate it.
Rotate it 90 degrees.
What the?
No.
Go back to the mower and rotate it.
Now rotate it.
It is rotated.
Rotate it back.
There you go. Look, go back to wait.
Go back. Go back the way you were.
A little bit more, right there.
Right there.
Perfect.
Perfect. Now show us around just like that.
Now my neck don't
There
hurt.
we go.
Now I don't have a kink in my neck trying to look at it. That is cool.
Oh my gosh, dude.
How good's
Nate,
that little diesel motor run?
Oh, my
pretty
gosh.
strong. It's only 3,000 RPM, but it's pretty strong. Oh, you want to see the best part about that engine? I'll show you the starter. Grab it. See, ladies and gentlemen, this right here is your starter.
Oh my goodness. I know where to get a diesel motor. That's the only way to start it.
Where did you get
And I
that
was like-
diesel motor is what I want to know.
I
Yeah,
got it
right?
for free from I know one of my friends used to work for a concrete company, and
Yeah.
this came off one of their concrete buggies that they retired.
Dang, I'd like to have one of them.
Right here's that's your compression.
Jay,
That's
Jay,
what
I see. Jay, I know where to get. What size horsepower is that horse?
It's around 5 to 7. You got your throttle, oil cap, and then this is your enrichener for cold weather. You pull that up and pull that throttle lever back. It gives it more fuel for colder starts. And as soon as the engine starts, it automatically pulls the enrichener back down.
I'd like to have a diesel to go on that Sears Suburban I got instead of that 11-horse Honda.
Jay.
Oh, Jay, there's actually a video online of one of these guy. He didn't do a whole series on it. He did like one short video. He
Yeah.
actually put the same style engine on a Sears Suburban. I think.
Yes, Nate.
I know where one's
Yeah, that's
at.
what he put it on with a.
Really?
That's what the guy put that same engine on a Sears Suburban.
Cool.
My buddy's got a 6.5 horse on a military. It was a military water pump.
Ooh.
There's the
How much?
pump set. This pump is so easy to bleed. Just crack that screw right there and let it purge.
Heck yeah.
You know,
What's up,
Justin-
Dirty Operations?
You know, Justin from Good of the Land just got a water pump or a hydraulic pump. That's what it is. A hydraulic.
There's your
pump.
box. You got low, high, first. No, this is third, second. I think reversing first.
What's the rear end out of?
It's out of a wheel horse 416.8, which is what this tractor is based off of. 8-speed gearbox. Two reverse, it's got high wheel range reverse and the high wheel range first through third. So you can make the
what
same.
kind of rim is on the back of that?
What kind of wheels are on the back?
23 wheel horse wheels are 23, 10, 50, 12s all the way around.
Oh.
12 inch diameter. Is that a 5 or a 6 lug?
That's 5.
Ooh, 22, 23.
23, 10 and a half by 12 inch rim.
Wow.
10 and a half wide.
Yeah, there you go. They're the Trac RSs.
Hey, don't go buying anything too fancy for a rat rod. You know, it's supposed to be a hot rod made out of a pile of junk.
That's the Trac
I laugh
pattern.
at you.
That's just a basic turf tamer tire, standard lawnmower tread.
See, but what my future plan for it though is to get some Carlisle ag tires and put some ag tires on it.
Oh yeah.
You can lay some nice rubber on a freaking rat rod, and you can lay some chrome on it, but
UK's wheel horse bloke, he built a nice one with a motorcycle motor on it.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Rat rod is just a
I'll show you the type of ag tires I'm talking about.
hot rod made out of
These are hopefully my next step for some Carlisle 23, 10, 12 ag tires.
Oh yeah.
I got a set of tires like that on the back of my Sears Suburban right now, but they're not as wide as I want. They're too narrow.
You can't try to see it. Yep. Yeah, you can take me off the feature now.
There we go.
He said, "Take me out the feature. Don't look at me. Don't look at me."
Yeah.
Kathy's the tees. They go in the Golden Corral to eat. Oh, that's the tees.
I've never been there.
I haven't been to Golden Corral in like 10, 15 years.
I've never been there.
It's been a while.
I've never been to Shoney's either.
I might have been there when I lived in Virginia.
I don't think there's any Shoney's left around me.
All the Shoney's around the southeast has been pretty much closed down. I think Shoney's completely went out of business. All of them.
I've never been to a White Castle.
I hadn't either. That's a northern thing.
I've only been to one, and
Six pipe.
no thanks.
I've been in one time.
Cool.
Stainless steel.
I don't eat fast food anymore anyway.
I've been there one time.
Dirty. I'm not sure what it's a 5-lug pattern, but I don't know exactly what the. I don't know if it's a 4.5 or 4 inch.
Oh, Jay, here you go.
I want to say it's 4.5.
Plasma cutter? Oh, I want one.
Power Max 45 by Hypotherm.
Hypotherm's a good company.
Then there's the old tried and true Lincoln.
I'm still partial to my Millers. I'm sorry. Lincoln's a good company too, but with my MIG welder, I like the way a Miller works better.
Yeah. I'm telling you this right now, I'm actually not opposed to trying a Miller.
Mine, I got one of the newer model ones. It's probably about 2 years old now. It's a digital Miller, and that sucker is sweet. I see that, Nate.
Don't pinch too hard, Nate.
I can't afford any of those things.
I don't have a choice. Hey, Captain, I can't either. Everybody just seems to leave their welders at my house for some reason. That's not mine.
I don't even have a place for people to leave.
Hey, if they leave it, you'll use it, right?
Yeah.
I don't even have a place where people could leave a welder here.
Well, luckily, I live in a town with a bunch of crazy white people that just, trust everybody. Yeah, I guess. I don't know, dude.
That's the car we're working on getting on the road right now. It's a 66 Plymouth Valiant.
Nice.
Yep.
225. It's not a V8. It's got the 225 in it. But,
Slant 6.
yep. If I can get in there we go.
Wrote that.
It's right here.
Nice.
My friend had a dart with that.
Them 225 slant 6s, you about can't kill one of them daggum motors.
My ex-girlfriend
So
had
freaking reliable.
Plymouth Volare with a slant 6 in it, and she did not kill it. But my friend Josh had a Plymouth Dart, well, a Dodge Dart with a slant 6 in it, and he did kill it.
I've
You know what
seen
the
them.
best part about this one is, though? This one's got the original motor in it, and it runs.
Those slant 6s. You about have to run them completely out of oil to lock one up.
Yeah, that's what he did.
See
I've
here?
seen them where they run to where they didn't even show up on the dipstick and was still running, holding about 10 to 15 pounds of oil pressure.
It depends on the engine. It depends on
Yeah.
who it was made. Which factory made it. There's a couple
Yeah.
of factories making them.
What's true is this car has two other nice options. The electric top actually works on the car,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of them had the optional mirror adjuster on the inside of the doors as an option. This one has it right there.
Huh.
Yep. As a factory option, just not a lot of people got it.
Trying to find a pan seat for SS15. Ooh.
Well, I'm gonna go in and hop on the computer because this is killing my phone. I was at 100% when I came out here. Now I'm down to 63. So I'm gonna go switch to the computer.
All right.
I'm plugged into the charger and I'm steady losing power. I'm down to 39 right now.
Dadgum.
And he was losing power. Steady.
Yeah, I was at 100% when I went on with Lucky, but I unplugged for a while.
Yeah. Nate, you gonna run that 8-horse on that mini bike, drag bike deal you're building?
Diddly.
Yes, sir.
That's gonna be cool.
Gonna be electric start and everything.
Diddly.
That's what that 11-horse Honda I got is, electric start. But I don't know if I want to run it on that Sears Suburban or not. I'd love to find that
Nice.
diesel to go on it.
Freaking Johnny out there revving his dang lawnmower engine. My daughter's in there sleeping. He's revving his damn engine. He didn't pull my golf cart back in. He just left.
He didn't say bye.
He didn't even say bye. He just
took off.
hooks up to his trailer and leaves.
Hold on a second, Nate. How old is your daughter?
Huh?
How old is your daughter?
15.
And she's sleeping at 8:30 at night. I remain skeptical.
She wasn't feeling good.
You don't feel good.
She ain't sleeping now.
She's normally up till 11 o'clock. You gotta pull your. He didn't even say bye. He always says bye to me. He didn't say bye. He was excited. We fixed his mower.
He's happy he got his mower running.
Yeah, he's excited.
Yeah, I won't see him for a week.
He'll break.
Until it breaks and he comes back. Nate, can you help me fix it?
Exactly. I done taught the kid how to solder. He's gonna go get a job soldering stuff, and I'll never see him again.
How old's Johnny now? Is he 20 yet?
He's 21, man. We took him to the strip club on his birthday.
All right. I was a year off. Come on now, give me a break.
That I bet you that was a trip.
Oh, that was a good time.
It was fun.
Trevor
It
went.
was
Christine went. It was a good
I wish
time.
I could have been able to go, but oh well.
That would have been the video to have.
I ain't lying. Oh, my
Strip club
goodness.
videos are always good.
Well, just
You know,
throw Johnny
you
in
know
on
how to-
top of it.
We know how to have a good time. You know what I mean? Bless his heart, Johnny's a good kid, man, but he don't get to see that kind of stuff very often, I don't think.
I bet you he would have been red faced if y'all would have told some of them girls in there that was his birthday and they drug him up on the stage.
Oh, they knew it was his birthday.
We got him to lap dance. They all knew it was his birthday.
He got lap
announced it.
dances, all kinds of stuff.
Sweet.
If it would have been one of the clubs around here, they would have drug him up on the stage, put him in a chair, handcuffed him to it where he couldn't lift his hands, and drove him crazy.
Yep.
He didn't have that much money.
Oh,
No, it don't matter.
if they find out if it's their birthday, a lot of times they'll do it and want it to be just to see the expression on his face.
Yeah.
I will tell you, they did treat him like pretty damn good though. Like they took care of him for sure. It's your birthday?
They
Yeah.
coached him too.
Every girl in there came up to him for sure.
If you're a young man around here and you go in one of them places, they'll drag you up on stage, handcuff you to the chair because they want to.
That's
Dirty. Yeah, like Puller said, either spray paint through the holes or the way I've done it, get your motor lined up with the rear axle and all that, make sure the chain's straight and all that. And while you're holding it, take a Sharpie and go down the sides of your motor on each side and draw lines all the way down it. And then take a piece of thick, construction paper or something like that, and draw out and trace out the bottom of your motor, the pattern and all. Cut out the sides along where the edge of the motor is and set it in them lines, and then use that as a template.
So Crystal just told me that the coffee that she's drinking will put hair on your chest. So I said, stop drinking it. And she said, no. That was awesome.
They're learning it. That kid really,
Favorite kind of coffee.
No. The coffee you don't want to drink is the one when you walk by the pot and it growls at you. You walk by the pot and it goes, "Ugh." Whoa, what was that? You start to pour it, you let go of the pot, and it holds itself up while it's pouring.
Yeah, the coffee pours itself in the cup and says, drink me. Yeah, that's when it's time to see a doctor.
Yeah.
Justin.
Yeah?
Am I wrong, or did Crystal get a new tattoo recently?
She got one on her chest about 6 months ago.
Oh, I think I follow her on Instagram. I thought I saw that video.
Probably. She
Pretty cool.
She might have just posted a video for it on Instagram.
Yeah.
She says she did. So, yeah.
Just curious. I wanted to make sure it was her that I was following, so I wasn't just following some random lady.
Oh, no,
Have
that's
a good one there, Harold.
Crystal's a one-of-a-kind gal. There's only one Crystal.
You don't have Instagram, do you, Kevin?
I did. I got rid of it because I never used it.
I like Instagram better than Facebook, man.
Me too.
I've never had Facebook.
Or as I call it nowadays, drama book, because it's like a soap opera on there.
Yeah, that's part of why I never got it. And people always assume that I have a Facebook, and I'm like, nope.
I love them ones that post everything they do on Facebook, even when they go to the bathroom or whatever. And I'm like, and then when somebody comments on something they say, then they like, why are you up in my business? Well, I'm on the 3rd season, 6th episode of Your World Turns. We're waiting to see what happens in the finale. Oh, Lordy.
Good to see Dirty Operations around again. He was
Heck
out
yeah.
for a while.
Heck yeah. Nate,
Yo,
whose little silver 4-wheeler is that against the wall?
Later, Harold.
Cheyenne's
Cool.
90cc 2-stroke.
Cool.
Heck yeah. How fast will it run top end? Because I know you already top end it.
25.
30, 35. Yep. It's only got one gear.
With me on
It's
it.
automatic.
With me on
It's basically got like a torque converter set up.
Yep.
Gotcha.
I'm a 240-pound man. I would make that thing go 25, maybe.
Yeah, I rode it. I'm 200 and I went 30. I want to say 30 because I never actually GPS'd it.
You're 200 now?
Hmm.
I'm 190.
That's about one of my legs.
That's what I was thinking. That was dinner. So I just got a vision of I just had a vision of Johnny at the strip club in the dino suit.
That would have been hilarious. Oh my god.
I just about died. I just about died. Holy.
Hey, Vortex.
Vortex Garage.
Matt, what's up?
So you gonna
What's
run
up,
a?
Vortex?
So you gonna run a 1.25-inch rear axle on it, huh?
Oh man, this drama town I've been going through with this nonsense, man. So I bought 1-inch bearings and bearing holders.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I got my buddy to make me the 1-inch axle. So I
Yeah.
had the bearing, the 1-inch axle, keyed and everything. I had him key it for me on
Yeah.
his mill. And so I went and I was like, all right. So I started looking up. I had a few sprockets. I had a rear brake disc.
Mm-hmm.
And I went digging through all my junk I got back there, which I got so
Hey,
much stuff.
Peeper.
I can't keep track of it all. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hey,
And I come across 3 hubs.
All of them for
1
1.25.
All of them for 1.25 inch. And I'm like, God dang. If I could just get them to make me 1.25 inch axle, it'd be perfect.
You probably wouldn't want to do that.
So he already made me 1.25 inch axle. I already have it.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say you could get a 1.25 to a 1-inch sleeve to go on there.
Here's my 1.25 inch axle.
Is it gonna be long enough though?
No. I mean, yeah. I can make it work.
What you gonna do?
But
Cut
I
the
did-
sides down or cut the hangers off and move them inside a little bit more?
All I gotta do is put some washers underneath the bolts of the hangers, and it'll push them in. Like not even like
Yeah.
2 washers. Like 2 washers will be enough.
You found a video of your diesel, huh?
However, he also gave me this, which I don't know what this is off of. It's got a key right here. It's like 1 inch right here, and then it goes up to 1.25 inch, and then it goes back down to a little keyed. But if I cut this and I cut this, this is long enough. I'll have to ask him to key it for me again. That's the only problem. This guy's gonna be like, "Ah!" You know what I mean? Because he gave me this before I don't know.
I'd key that one if it's long enough. I'd say key that one so you ain't got to put a spacer on those bearings.
Yeah. That's the predicament. And there you can see the length difference in them.
Yeah. Got a good 2-inch difference in the length.
Exactly. And
Which would be perfect.
I mean, this one would be perfect. Look, it's like the exact length. Maybe an inch
Yeah, with
longer.
just a little bit to stick out on each side like I did on mine.
That one's close.
Oh, there's Johnny. How you doing?
Yeah, his ears
Johnny-
must have been burning.
Johnny, you forgot your sunglasses in your hat here.
Oh, sorry, I'm in the freaking the StreamYard side, so I didn't see the message that you sent.
That's gonna be wicked when you get through with that one.
Note to self: stop scratching it.
If it itches, just scratch it.
No, I can't.
Hey Nate, you gonna put pegs at the front and pegs by the back tire? so you can lay down on it and get top speed?
Why don't you put a fairing on the front if you want some aerodynamics?
I got some go-kart fairings in my shed, believe it or not.
I was thinking you could you make some creative usage of some 2-liter bottles.
That's more my price range. I'll give you that one.
And some plastic rivets.
They make plastic rivets.
Yep.
Yeah, for
Stop
decades
it.
now.
No way. Learn something new every day because I did not
Yep.
know they made plastic rivets.
I don't know where to get them, but there is.
Harbor Freight.
Well, why do you freaking die? Thanks, Tractor.
Harbor Freight's got the plastic rivets and the tool to install them with. Sorry, tearing into some M&Ms.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind a snack myself right now, but I don't have that kind.
I don't have that kind.
Nope.
Hey, did you watch the video, Captain, of Tug opening your mail?
Yeah, it did.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it did. I watched it. Yeah.
Of who opening it?
How long was it
The
there
YouTuber's name is One Pug Life, and I sent him something like early last year, and he finally got around
No way.
opening it
Last
a month
year?
ago. Yeah. Well, you do remember it was 2020 now.
Yeah, he said he like it must have
apologized.
fell behind something or something.
You apologize.
All right. Not a problem. That dude has better things to worry about than a Captain Jerk sticker and a patch. Okay?
Yeah, but the fact that he actually recognized you, that's awesome.
I got
Well,
all
no, he
excited.
knows.
All
He knows I've been supporting him. He knows I've been freaking watching him for the better part of a decade. You know?
Captain, I showed it to Christine. I said, "Look," I rewinded it, and when
I
he
was so
said
excited.
when he said Captain Jerk, Christine got all excited and shit, and she's like, "No way!"
Yeah. Dude,
I was like, "I gotta send
He
him."
is a nut.
he
Oh,
opened he opened
he's
a
hilarious.
he opened a package I sent him on the THC show.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't watch that. I
made
don't
it-
watch that one.
I made it shaped like a stovepipe. I did it on purpose,
You ever seen it, Ed?
but I filled it full of just like random junk from my house just because I wanted to mess with him.
Yeah, I think I've seen some of his videos.
Back in the day, he used to jump like these crazy go-karts he used to build. They're like lawn
my
chairs,
God.
pretty much. They're just lawn chairs attached to motors, pretty much.
Redneck
And
lawn chair.
he'd have his crazy friends come over, dude, and they would jump like he called them appliance jumps.
He called
And
those.
they'd jump over like washers and dryers and stuff.
He
And I'm
called those
talking like
parts-
15, 20 feet jump onto other ramp. It was
he called
pretty
those
intense.
parts redneck lawn chairs, buddy. If you
Yeah,
go,
that's what yeah.
if you go into his video history, his first video that's on there is like 2 seconds long, and it's him doing a wheelie on the redneck lawn chair, just going across the screen. That's it.
I've been watching him for a long time.
That's it. It's like
I think his channel's like over 10 years old, isn't it, Captain?
I believe it. I believe he's on a year 11 now. Year
Damn.
11 or 12.
Close to Captain Jerk.
Let's see, when did I start watching him?
I really didn't have a channel, start having a channel and doing regular uploads until like 2012.
I think I've been watching him since
I saw
like
your Bumblebee RC car.
I got a bunch of RC videos.
I've been watching him about 5 years, I think.
I regret I had to stop
Me too.
making RC videos because I got rid of all my RC stuff. I even have an RC truck that does not have an engine, and the transmission is wide.
Yes,
No.
sir.
Electric or gas?
It's a gas. It needs an engine. And it
Did you
needs,
say it was a Lozy? I think I remember you talking about this.
yeah, it's a Team Lozy. It's an old Lozy Stadium truck. It's It's a Truggy. It's
Oh, those are the best, dude. The stadium trucks are all.
it's old and it needs
What's up, Mudster?
parts. Huh?
Mudster just come in.
Hey, Mudster, how you doing?
I wish you could put an airplane engine on it because I got airplane gas engines.
I could put any engine on that.
You can use them airplane motors on it.
I just have to get creative with making parts for it to fit it on there. But the point is, I don't have the money to freaking like maintain something like that. I don't, especially now. My rent's going to go up this year, dude, and it's not going to go up just like $25 or $50. The guy across the hallway just started paying $900.
Ouch.
This is a brand new motor. Airplane though.
Is it a 1.5 or 1.8?
It says 2.5 on the side.
Oh, 2.5. Okay.
Feels a little gummy.
It's all right. They're very easily rebuilt, and the parts for them are either cheap or you're screwed.
This is an airplane engine though. Like I said,
It looks nice. That's a cool prop on there too.
made in Taiwan.
Okay.
I think I have more though.
Made in Taiwan like 35 years ago.
It could be.
Let me see. Put that back up.
Had a buddy of mine when I was in machinist
Yeah.
college, going through machinist classes. He actually brought one of those in and built new parts for it.
Yeah.
Magnum GP.
That looks real cool. It looks like it's from the early 80s.
That's
I
what
was
I'd
gonna
say.
put it on this. I was gonna put it on this RC airboat I got up in the attic.
That would be sweet. Sweet.
You just got to make sure the prop turns the right way.
You guys want to see?
Heck yeah.
He said, "Heck yeah!" Take that.
Your garage has an attic. Damn it. I need a house.
Where all the Christmas stuff is.
Hey, Christmas is over with. You ain't supposed to be hiding Christmas stuff still.
No, Christmas is over.
Holy, I'm outside.
Don't fall and die.
I'll tell you what, man. My
Who's gonna take all your stuff if you fall and die?
some
Jay
of
will
my
have to come
relatives,
get it.
including my parents, have hidden Christmas presents so well that they found them like the next year
Dang.
or years later in some cases. They're just like,
Got insulation all
here,
over.
can you take this out to the garbage can? And I'm like, why does it say to Justin from Santa? They're like, damn, I was hoping you wouldn't see that. I'm like, this is a present you forgot to get years ago. And they're like, yeah, we lost it in the fog. And I'm like, I thought I was going to get mad. I just laughed. I was like, that's hilarious.
That gum.
There's nothing I can do about it. It makes no point for me to get mad about it now.
That is cool.
That is dope looking.
Now you got to do is put the servos on it to run the fins on the back.
But that is all metal, bro. You might be better off putting a weed back even on that.
Little gas tank.
Heck yeah.
You gonna put a Ken doll on there?
I think this is for starting it.
Yeah, that's a bump start.
My buddy actually made that for me. I never built built it. That's for that.
That's a tough one, man. That's metal. Is
Heck
that
yeah.
Oh, it's already got servos.
cool? Oh, how's the first one?
It's already got a servo hooked up to the fins.
Yeah, half the work's done, buddy.
Heck yeah.
I don't know if that engine would be big enough though.
I think it would be.
Put a,
With the right
put a
size
Predator
prop
on
on
it.
it.
It's facing the
You
wrong
did-
way though.
You just have to get a reverse pitch prop to go on it.
My buddy with the machine shop actually has one at his shop too. This looks kind of small.
Yeah, that's
That'd be a little small. You'd have to put a bigger one than that on there.
Like I said, put a weed whacker engine on that. You'll never regret it.
Put a
That'd be
25
awesome.
cc. Put a 25 cc on there.
That's what I was thinking. 25, maybe even 30.
212 swap it.
Yeah,
LS
The-
swap.
yeah. Okay, that would fit. That would make a nice engine mount for a 212. That tray would make an engine mount.
Suey!
Gee.
This dog, dude, look, she's just sitting here with her head on my as I'm looking at the airboat.
She loves you.
She's rotten.
She loves you.
She's just a snuggle bug. She likes to cuddle until you break out the sock monkey, and then it's like, nope, attack time.
Sure.
Craziness.
That's your buddy. She loves you.
How old is she now?
8.
Mm.
Yeah, I know she's getting old. It's starting to worry me. She's got
I
all
need-
kinds of skin tags and
Yeah, my Nico is 10 years old. Actually, right now, she turned 10.
if she makes it to 10, I'll be happy.
Well,
That's the average age for a dog.
The vet told me that the kind of dog mine is, the Bulldog Shar-Pei mix,
Uh-huh.
is between 11 and 12 is what the life expectancy is.
Okay.
And she just turned 10.
Okay.
So I got roughly between a year and 2 years left with her.
Well, good years.
My chocolate
Yep.
lab was 14 when she passed away.
Oh my God.
Well, my uncle's German Shepherd was pulling herself around on her front legs, was blind as a bat, couldn't hear nothing, and she would attack anybody, including somebody trying to give her dinner. So, you know, as she's pulling herself around the house, she's just leaving a pee trail. It's like very, very sad one day, and he just scoops her up, brings her to the vet, and he's like, I can't do this anymore. She's
Yeah.
suffering, and so is my family, and I'm sad all the time because I see it, and
Hey, Antonio.
I need to
Hi, Antonio.
I need to do something better for her. And they're like, okay,
Yep.
Antonio!
just give me 15 minutes, and we'll get right to it.
Hey, Nate. Mustard said put a chainsaw motor on that airboat.
You know, I have a chainsaw engine here that needs to be attended to. It's from a Poulan Wild Thing. It's a 40cc.
Got one. But mine's not a wild thing. Mine's just no, mine's a 4218. 42cc. 18 inch bar on it.
Mine's a 42. Mine's a 40, and Nate might end up with that in his mailbox.
That right there is what I want to get up close to see.
So you on the seat.
I gotta get
Yep.
me one of those. That's all there is to it. I gotta get me one, but I gotta get the hell out of here first.
I got a 4-wheel drive one that I just got to
I know.
build the frame and all on. That's what I can't wait to do is get it built and everything put back together and get down to Florida with it. We go ride the trails.
Look at the good girl on that cart. Look at
She's like, this is my golf cart. If you're gonna ride, I'm going with you.
It sure is. She's gonna plunk her butt right down too. She's probably
Hey,
gonna-
Puller, I started looking at some of them. Do what?
We was riding last weekend, and I found a cushion that fits like perfectly in the back.
Cool.
So now,
Heck yeah.
now she lays back there.
Good.
Heck yeah.
Good for her. She got a place to sit.
Puller, I started looking up those onboard battery chargers for the 48 volt ones.
She not gonna sit down?
Those things. My dad's got one for his bad boy. He bought it new when he had him rework it. That one that he just got.
Goes.
And yeah, I'm seriously thinking about. I got the one that he gave me. It come with it, but I'm thinking about just spending the extra money and go ahead and get that one, and bolting it in under the seat somewhere by the batteries and wiring it all in.
Yep.
Hey Antonio, how you doing? Hey Sam, how you doing?
I've been doing pretty good, Antonio. I've been busy as all get out. December was real busy for me. Do what, Nate?
Never mind. My wife just gave me her phone, and I was saying I couldn't see the chat.
Hey, Sam.
I got chainsaw motor. I got chainsaw motor I could put on it.
Trouble is, that'd be something trying to figure out how to hook the prop up on that thing. Unless you mount the prop where the clutch would mount at on it.
That's why you need a weed eater motor. It already has a little shaft sticking out. You can mount the prop right to that.
Yeah. I wonder how to work to on some of them weed eaters that comes out on the crank. It's already got a centrifugal clutch on it to mount the prop to that centrifugal clutch. So while it's idling, the prop is not spinning. But as soon as you start idling it up, it engages.
Well, Chainsaw's got that too.
How about that chainsaw?
Nice.
That's an old home light, ain't it?
Home light. Yeah, it's a home light.
Man, I wouldn't sacrifice a home light for a daggum airboat.
What year you think this thing is?
I'd say in the 70s.
Yeah, 77. 78, maybe.
Got good compression.
It wouldn't take much to get it running if it don't run already.
What size engine?
I've heard it run.
That looks
But
like about a 50.
It's like 2 years ago though when I heard it run.
You might want to put new gas in there.
Nah, you don't need new gas. Dude, that car looks brand new.
Just blast it with ether a bunch of times.
Just don't do like one guy did. I watched him on it wasn't a go-kart motor, but it was something kind of like a go-kart motor. He just kept spraying ether up into to the breather, and he'd pull it every now and then. He's sitting there messing with it, was talking, and I wasn't paying attention. About that time, it fired up, backfired, and blew the whole carb and everything off the motor. I was sitting there like, oh.
I can only hope that will happen right now.
One thing about using ether with some of them air filters, those spongy ones, it'll eat the air filter.
Yeah.
It'll destroy it. It'll deteriorate it and make it crumbly.
I don't know which way the switch is supposed to go.
Just keep it on. It'll work eventually. Switch it. Switch it. Now mark it. Now mark which one it is. Now mark which one it is on the case. Use a Sharpie. Hurry up.
I was correct. Up is on.
Down is off. That's a good That's a good chainsaw. I wouldn't sacrifice that for a motor for the airboat.
Even the carb right there says home light on it.
Cool.
Them are good ones.
And the carb looks brand new, honestly.
Let me see how much it cost me to ship that freaking engine. I might send it to you.
It might fit in one of them.
The flat rates, yeah.
Yeah.
It might could fit right in there, and then it would solve the freaking problem of trying to ship the whole damn thing. I'll just take it out because it's not one of those ones that's like part of the case, of the freaking.
Yeah.
It's of the saw. It's actually got like an engine that you could take out.
There's like no fuel inside it whatsoever.
Well, that's a pretty old model right there. That thing ought to run for another, I don't know, 40 years or so.
Is that the gas tank or the
If you treat it right.
or is that the
It says fuel oil mix on it.
okay. And then the bar oil should be on the side.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at that now. I might actually clean this thing up, man.
Them home lights were some good chainsaws.
That
Not
might
as good
make
as
for
the
a
skill, but they're still good.
It might make for a good video cleaning this up and.
Yep.
You want that damn engine or not?
Huh? Which one?
I got a Poulan Wild thing. You want the engine from it?
It's a
What'd you
40
call
cc. It's a Poland.
No, I don't need no chainsaw engine. I got enough projects over here.
Yeah, but that's for your airboat.
Yeah, that's just for the airboat. For no other reason.
No.
Freaking.
I literally think I have more. Like I have more motors. I have more RC motors.
Listen, look at Anthony. Antonio, sorry, not Anthony. Antonio. He says, I could use a weed whacker and chainsaw. If I had the money to ship it out to Arizona, it would be yours, buddy. But I don't even know if it runs. So it would be worth it to ship it, like take the engine out and ship it. But
I can't believe that thing runs that good.
I don't think you want to freaking, pay all that money and have me ship
Well,
you a chainsaw.
one thing about them Poland Wild things, you can get them at Walmart for $100 on sale.
Yeah, that's true. That's what I recommend to everybody. If you want a chainsaw, either if you're going to get a used one, rebuild it. Just make a project out of it and rebuild it. There you go. If you want something that runs right away, don't buy a used one. Go buy
a brand new one.
Yeah. If you need it
Well,
now, go get one.
My dad gave me that Poland I got, and all I had to do with it is put new fuel lines in it. That's the one bad thing about them little. They put them plastic fuel lines in them, and after a while, they just deteriorate.
Yep. Mine's got a plastic case and everything with it, Antonio.
All right, guys, I gotta go to bed.
All right, Nate, have a good one. Hey,
I'm a
Bama.
9:30. I'm a 9:30 kind of guy.
Not Taylor.
I'm gonna head that way too, guys, because I'm like Nate.
Yeah, I'm fixing to have to get off here too because I got 5 head of dogs to have to deal with.
Early to rise, early to bed, they say.
Y'all burning off more stuff tomorrow,
if everybody's
Nate, or y'all about through burning for a while?
If everybody's
It's
going,
too windy.
Good night.
Gotcha.
We got a good one coming up though.
All right.
We got a fire coming up that has no history whatsoever. It's never been burned. It's gonna be a hot one.
Ooh, video as much as you can for us.
I'm gonna try to, man. I'll see what I can do.
All right.
I'll have to get my. It's just like one more thing I got to worry about when I'm out there is that GoPro strapped to my chest. I'm already carrying a bunch of gear. You know what I mean? Like probably 30 pounds of gear plus, my radio like straps right where that GoPro does.
Yeah.
I mean, I could put it on my helmet because my helmet does have a GoPro mount, I guess.
Yeah.
I might lose you guys.
How you liking that new car?
I don't drive it.
You don't drive it?
No, she does.
Oh, she gave you the truck and she took the car, huh?
Yeah. I drive the truck. Yeah, I do got a GoPro mount on my helmet.
That will work. Heck yeah.
Looks like you got a little warmer.
Nate.
I like them videos you make on Instagram and all where y'all doing the burning off and stuff. Those things always trip.
It's a interesting job for sure.
I wish I could
like
come down there and go and watch it in person.
Yeah, they don't let nobody out there when we're doing that. It's too much of a liability.
Yeah.
I like your new Kubota.
I know it's hard to believe, man, but like I fight fires, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And wildfires and prescribed fires, and it's stuff like this that stops stuff like what's going on in Australia
Yeah.
happening here. You know what I mean?
If you do controlled
didn't
burns
do
ahead
this-
of time, they won't when the wildfires happen, they won't burn up as much.
Exactly. Yeah.
Preventive maintenance.
And it's a tough job for a little bit of money, but it's real rewarding. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like Puller was saying, I like that Kubota side by side you've been driving.
The park where I was at has like freaking 9 of them, and they have 75-gallon water tanks on them. Plus, they have like a 25-gallon drip torch fuel, which is what we use to light the fire.
Mm-hmm.
So it's got a lot of weight to it on it, you know.
And it still runs good.
And their older ones were garbage. I hated them. They had a radiator underneath the seat, you know.
That's a bad
and it
placement.
was hard to get. It was hard to get to, and it'd get clogged up with grass seeds and stuff. And then it was a diesel engine, and then it started overheating.
Yeah.
Plus the rear end was almost identical to this thing because the engine and the swing arm and the transmission, everything was all on one big swing arm. So if you bottomed out the pumpkin on them, they were done. They weren't going nowhere. The front tires could not pull you off of because all the weight was in the back.
Yeah.
And then with the new design though, they did independent suspension in the back with the engine all separate and everything.
I think we lost him. He froze up.
Yeah.
I think his phone died on him.
Probably if he was down to 60% and I have it plugged in.
That was
You
it.
still there?
Yeah.
Yeah, now we are. Yep.
You were froze.
What happened?
You said last thing we heard you saying it had independence. Well, there we did. Lost him then.
Yeah.
Dang it. Let's see if
Well,
he comes
Jack,
back.
I'm going to jump off here, buddy. It's been good hanging out with you and good seeing you again.
Oh, yeah.
hopefully
I want to try to start doing these a little more often.
Good.
I'm going to try to. I'm not guaranteeing nothing.
Yeah. We can only try, brother.
Exactly. That's what people keep asking me. Are you going to be there for this party or that? I said, I will try to be there. I don't guarantee nothing. So if something comes up, y'all can't be fussing at me.
Yep.
Sam, it's doing pretty good. I hadn't rode it in a little bit because it's been too cold and raining so much down here. But I'll try to do videos and do some videos of riding on it when it warms up some. All right, Tater, have a good one. Brandon, have a good one.
All right. Good night.
Have a good one, Puller.
Good night. Yep. Good night, everybody.
I don't know
There
what
you
happened. Yeah, but anyway,
No,
they
no.
redid it and it's all good. They redid it and it's all good. You still live?
Yep.
Well, we're fixing to go into his house, brother.
All right, man.
Wife's
Y'all
out-
have a good one.
Wife's out here acting like a goof with the dog. Playing with Suey.
I was going to laugh if Suey come up behind her and nudged her.
If you get to playing rough with her, she'll like nibble at your pant legs and stuff. It's funny.
What's up, Nacho?
Nacho's
Hey,
dad,
Kathy.
what's up?
Probably gonna go in just a little bit. If y'all want to get up on the panel, I can share the link with you, Kathy. If you and Craig want to get up here on the panel.
I'm down to
Nice.
22% battery.
Dang. Hey, Mick. Mick's mowers from across the pond. Stewie's like, all right, that's enough. Time to get back in my seat.
Come on, let's go inside. Come on. All right, guys.
Bye.
Have a good one, y'all.
Be good or be good at it.
Exactly. There you go, Kathy. If y'all want to get up here on the panel, I'll stay a little while longer. Damn good looking sticker. I got to get some more made.
My bike's in the shed.
He's staying there forever.
Yep.
Peace. Love
Have
you,
a good one,
brother.
Tater. Love you too, man. All right. If anybody there's the link. If anybody wants to get up on the panel, I'll stick around for a little while longer. Hey, Kathy, tell Donut to get on the panel. Y'all still 45 minutes away from home? Good gracious. Huh. Y'all killing me, Smalls. You're killing me. Hey, Mick, if you want on the panel, I shared the link in there. Oh, lordy, lordy, lordy. It's been a long day. My chat is way behind. Let's see. Flip over to YouTube. What's going on, Katana? Horse? I ain't seen you in a long time, Katana. How you been? I hate this slow chat. Oh, let's see. What's this one? Oh, okay. That's that. Okay. Da-dum-dum, da-dum-dum. Oh, Lordy. Come on, y'all. I don't know what to talk about when there's nobody up here on the panel. My mind goes blank. I get a case of the deep-to-dees. All right, I'll check it out in a little bit, Horse. Horse, you want back up on the panel? I put the link in the chat. Why are y'all so far from the house? Y'all killing me. You don't know what to type, Mustard? I don't know what to talk about. All right. Oh, Lordy. Let's see what we got going on. All right, there ain't nobody in the basement. Went to Harbor Freight to get stuff. See, y'all went to Harbor Freight. Y'all didn't get my shopping list. You didn't get my address to mail the stuff to once you picked it up. I mean, I thought y'all loved me. Golden Corral. Oh, you're killing me. All that good food and all. You see that, Horse? Kathy and them went to Golden Corral to eat without us.
Yeah.
That's just
That
wrong.
Kathy,
That's just
is.
wrong.
That's just a sin.
Did you stretch that front and all out to where the front axle stuck out past the front of the hood of the tractor?
Well, it barely sticks out. Yeah, that's what we did. We moved the axle ahead a little bit. And it's a swept forward axle, so the tires are still close to the hood, but not extremely close.
That's some wide rims you got on the front, though. But I like the way that looks.
Yep, they're all 23 1050s.
Same size all the way around. Cool.
Yep.
Kathy, yeah, I'm gonna be around. I just got to here in just a little bit, or sometime before it gets too late. Take care of them stupid dogs. I feel like my life revolves around 3 Chihuahuas, a Doberman, and a Bulldog.
That's always fun.
But seeing your rat rod, that's pretty cool.
You know, there's the got a new toy from Harbor Freight about 2 weeks ago.
Cool. How good's it work?
It's actually pretty strong. They
stout?
claim they claim 450 breakaway torque, but it's more like 380. But still, for what I do, it's more than enough.
Oh yeah. Well, about like I got that D-Walt 1/4-inch drive impact, and for working on these like go karts and stuff like that, it's got plenty of torque to do what I got to do.
I went with the 1/2-inch drive because that's what we have with our sockets.
Yeah.
And I also have the Earthquake XT 1/2-inch pneumatic gun.
Yeah.
And that thing is a wicked gun for a Harbor Freight tool.
Heck yeah. Well, I got the 1/4-inch drive because I can use it for building stuff or working on the go karts and stuff like that. I plan on getting me a 1/2-inch drive one eventually.
Yeah, so far the Bauer's been a good one, and I have all Bauer tools, and they've all been really good.
I ain't got no Bauer stuff. I can't help it. I'm pretty much stuck on my DeWalt tools, but they get kind of costly, so I have to wait till they're on sale to get what I want to get. So that's got the high and low range with the. So basically, it's 6 forward gears and 2 reverse gears is what it's got.
Yep. The way they got set up is you have your high low range side, and then you got first through third gear in reverse.
Yeah.
So
That's
it's
the same thing as the transaxle on that Sears I got.
Sears, yeah, because the Sears does that too, where you have your 3 gears and
Yeah.
your high low range.
All right, Kathy. Y'all be careful driving home. I know y'all said y'all been getting a lot of rain out that way.
Yeah. I also for Christmas my dad got me the angle grinder, the Bauer cordless angle grinder, and so far that's been good.
Uh-huh.
And the cordless radio that runs off the batteries.
Cool.
Yep. The nice thing I like about the radio is has 10 available presets.
Uh-huh.
It has auxiliary and Bluetooth, and it has a USB port so you can charge your phone.
Cool. From the picture and all, I can't really tell, but when you turn your wheels full clock each way, does the tires come close to hitting the hood, or do you have enough clearance for them to clear?
They actually hit the hood, but I plan on adding some turning stops so when someone else drives it, they don't turn it too far and hit the hood.
Have you thought about it? Have you thought about maybe putting like some 1/4-inch spacers but on the front hubs to make them stick out just a little bit so they don't touch the hood when you turn it?
Not really. I mean, the front end's pretty much tacked up. And I don't want to go.
Does the front rims bolt on like the back ones? Have they got a bolt pattern, or is it a slide on hub?
They bolt on.
All right, the spacers I'm talking about is a big old round disc with holes to where it slides over the studs. Then the rim goes on it, and then you put the lugs back on it.
Yeah.
It just spaces the whole rim out away from the hub assembly 1/4 inch.
Yeah, actually, what we did is we actually on the front spindles,
Uh-huh.
the ones we already had on there. I mean, the tires are pretty close, so actually what we did is we cut them, and then we moved them, had about another 1/4 inch, and tacked them back on.
If the studs are long enough and you can get a 1/4 inch spacer in there, that might give you enough room for your tire to clear the hood so they don't hit.
You know, it's funny about those Wheel Horse and John Deere rims. You know, like a standard, just like a standard trailer hub.
Uh-huh.
That's what I have on the front. And what's funny is the Wheel Horse bolt pattern matches that bolt pattern. You just have to drill the lug holes out. but it's an
Yeah.
exact match on that inch on the to the T on the inch.
Something else you can check about on the rims is check how much space it is from the back of the rim to where they bolt to where the face of the hub goes. See how much back spacing you have, and you might be able to find a set of rims that the back spacing is offset towards the outside a little further than them, sinking in over the hub that far.
Yeah. So I've been doing this tractor. This tractor's been an absolute budget build.
Yeah.
So I'm like using what I have.
Yeah.
The impact's actually pretty torquey though.
Heck yeah.
Not bad for a Chinese gun.
Nah. It's about like anything else. You're going to have good ones and bad ones in every brand. It's just your luck of the dice of whether you get one that was made on middle of the week or one that was made on a Monday after they come back from being drunk all weekend.
So far, I've been having the luck of the draw with the Bauer tools.
That's good.
I know there are a few people out there that I know it's funny. I've watched shows on like people before, like, oh, I'll never buy a Bauer, then they buy one and try it out and actually like it.
Mudster, they had a somewhat same thing at my Harbor Freight, and I didn't want to spend extra money on one either. What you been up to, Katana?
So it's like I mean Milwaukee. I wouldn't be opposed to trying a Milwaukee, but they're just so expensive.
Milwaukee is proud of their stuff. And from what I understand, the new cordless stuff is nowhere near as good as the older stuff.
Yeah, that's what I've heard about the new M18 fuels. There's a lot of guys get them and then they don't like them.
The battery life on them. Well, what a lot of people mess up on when they buy cordless stuff is they'll get it, they'll charge it to full, they'll run it for just a little while and quit using it, and then they'll plug it right back in to charge it back up without running it completely dead.
Nope, I've noticed with my power tools and Bauer stuff, they like to be ran dead and charged back up.
Your best bet is to run them completely dead to where you can hit the trigger and it don't even turn, and then plug them in and charge them. If you get them used to where you run it for 20, 30 minutes or whatever and then throw it back on the charger and that's not totally dead, they'll get used to running so long and then having to be charged. You're basically conditioning the battery if you run it till it's fully dead and then charging it back full to where it'll hold a charge longer.
Yeah, I know. And I checked on the batteries on my tools. I just opened the casings to see what they had in for cells. And they actually use Samsung cells.
Yeah.
When Samsung cells are actually really good cells too, I've noticed.
Yeah. Hey Brandon, you want on the panel?
I've seen the videos of guys that are like huge Milwaukee fans and they've bought new M18 and M20 fuels. And they're like, man, these things suck.
Yeah.
Milwaukee's like, oh, we still make great tools. It's like, you made great tools once.
Well, it's about like anything. Their Milwaukee corded tools work real good. That Portaband I got out there and turned into basically made it into a bandsaw is a Milwaukee, but it's an older Milwaukee.
Yeah. I know the impact gun, the Bauer, it was about it's $120.
Yeah.
I know they made the corded one version.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, no, that's not going to happen.
Did you lower the way the hood and all that mounts on that tractor?
Yep. Everything's been
dropped.
Yep. Because on the bottom of those wheel such originally, they'd have a little more red that sticks down on them to bolt to the factory pin. So I whacked that off. And then the frame, like just sitting on a lift table because everything's pretty level. It now has 4 or 4.5 inches of ground clearance when I think it had about 6 to 8 before. So it's been chopped.
Gotcha.
Chopped a couple inches.
So how is the rear fenders and all going to fit and match up?
We're gonna make what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut the center out of those fenders and make
drop
our own
the center down.
Yep, we're gonna make our own pan that goes on the fenders and tack them to it. and make our own seat for it.
Gotcha.
So
So
when
basically,
you
you
say-
want to chop it to where the center drops down and keep the fender height up over the tires.
Yep.
Gotcha. All right,
So it's
that's
gonna
what
be
I was
like-
wondering about.
It's gonna be like sitting in an indie racer. You're gonna sit in the fender, so you're in there.
Yeah.
Which is what it's gonna be like. It's just gonna be all of this is. I'm just gonna call it. I call it rail rod, but you can also call it the diesel indie racer.
Well, see, that's kind of like what I was going to do when I was going to build my race mower. Is I was going to extend the tires and the fender or the axle and all. I was going to put a live axle on the back and make it stick out further, and then move the actual split the fender, the rear lawnmower fender and all, cut it down the middle and spread it out to where the fenders are over the tires, and then make a new pan like you were talking about. It sinks down and has a backrest and all on it to sit in.
Yeah.
The kind of
Another thing
cradle.
is too is the way I have the steering. I'm setting up the steering shaft. Is
Uh-huh.
underneath the hood. I'm gonna have a pin in there, so to make it easier to get in and out of the tractor, you can actually pull the pin and pull the steering wheel off. So you can have the wheel
Basically-
off.
Basically, like
You-
in the race cars and all, you hit the pin and pull the steering wheel off of it to get out of it.
Yep. Because I figured it'd be nice to have it, so when you can have it just with the steering wheel on to get it started. And then once you get on,
actually got that part. It's got the knuckle piece you weld onto your steering, and the piece that the steering wheel bolts to that slides over with the. It's got the spring-loaded push thing
Yep.
to release it with. They got
Yep.
that whole setup on BMI, but I don't remember exactly how much it is.
Yeah, because it'll be kind of nice when you're sitting there and you just get it started. Because you can move the steering wheel on when you start it. It would be kind of nice to be able to pull the steering wheel off and get on it so you can get on it more comfortably, and then stick the wheel back on and take off.
Let me look. I'm gonna look, see if I can find it real quick.
And I'm not going to leave the shifter at that height because it'd be too easy to get on it and bump it and have it take off.
Yeah.
Because I had that happen once. I built a tractor, and I think the shifter was just too tall, about the same height, and I got on it. It was wide open, and I accidentally dumped it in the third gear by hitting my leg on it. And it's weird. I must have timed it just right. Timed just right when it happened. The train didn't even grind; it just went tunk and went right into gear and took off.
Dang.
So I shifted without a clutch and didn't destroy the transmission.
Wow. Here's one that's got the piece that slides over the steering shaft. It's got the pieces on it where you can actually slide the steering wheel, adjust it whether it sticks out further or in. It's got like 2 different grooves on it. And the big aluminum piece that the steering wheel bolts to. And it's only $32.95.
Yeah. No, okay. No one's gonna steal this tractor. I mean, no one's gonna be able to steal it. But it's kind of cool if someone tries to just be able to pop the steering wheel off. It's like you gotta have the steering wheel go with it.
A lot of people ain't gonna know how to crank that daggone motor.
Yeah, they're gonna see. They're gonna be like, how on earth? Besides, it's gonna have an electric fuel pump on it, and it's gonna have 2 switches: one for the pump, one for the lights. Then that will really throw them off trying to figure out which switch runs the pump.
True.
It's gonna be that, and this removable steering wheel are gonna be like 2, and the hand crank to start it. Behind that hand crank, it's basically like an anti-theft protection device.
I hadn't seen one with that hand crank like that in a very long time.
And it's weird. This engine has enough compression. I don't think you'd be able to tow it to bump start it either. There'd be no way.
The belt would probably slip.
Yeah. Yep.
If you had a chain drive, you might be able to do it if you put it in high enough gear.
Yep.
But the
it's not
full
going to
start
happen.
one, you probably couldn't get enough weight to keep the tires from sliding.
Yeah. But the thing is too is the way that the throttle setup is on it, the throttle shuts it down when you go to you can have low idle, then you can shut it down with the throttle.
Yeah.
Which is how the engine's set up. So it's
most
like
diesels are set up that where you can just kill the pump by backing it all the way off, and it caps it off to where it ain't pumping fuel to it no more.
Yep. I think that's how mine is set up. So it's like when just think about someone sits there, they don't know how to run the throttle, they can't figure out how to open it to turn the injection pump on, can't figure out the electric pump, can't figure out how to start it. They're not going to move it.
That is true. So what made you decide to run the same size tires all the way around?
Because that's what I had, and we did that in a couple. No, we did that on like one other tractor. And I was like, it might be kind of cool to do it again. as I'm trying to get as much ground clearance as I can.
Yeah. Something you could do if it gets to where you want to try something a little different is just take the front ones off and get the same diameter rim, just a little bit narrower, run a little bit taller, skinnier tire on it.
Yeah. Because like on the Cup Cadet there, I was thinking that tractor in the future would actually look kind of cool with ag tires on it.
Yeah.
Give it more of a industrial look, whatever you want to call it.
Mine's got ag tires on the back of it, that Suburban I got, but they're a narrower one. I think they're only like 8 inches wide.
Oh, like an 850? 850 or 950, I think, is what that would be on a
I think
Suburban.
it's an 8. I think it's an 8.
Really?
Yeah. They're narrow. I mean, they're not.
I know.
But
Wheelhorse
I think
never
it's a
really-
12. I can't remember if it's a 12 or 14-inch rim.
I know Wheelhorse never did odd rims like that. They always went like 850, 950, 1050.
Yeah.
They always went with the half-inch over.
Well, the rims that's on it is actually off of a Sears
Yeah, pretty
or
much
Craftsman, but the tires was off of something else, and they put on these rims. They're a narrower rim, so the tires, kind of humped up a little bit, but they're narrow. I mean, I want something that's got. I'm talking about some good width on it. I'm talking about at least 1250 or 1450 wide.
Yeah, kind of like a 26 12 or something.
Yeah.
No, well, I can look at some Carlisle tires and see what they have for wide tires.
Well, I found some that I wanted, but they're like $100 something
usually when I
bucks a
get the,
piece for them ag tires, and I'm like, good gracious.
When I get those Carlisle ag tires new at our family farm and home, like the style I have on my Cub Cadet,
Yeah.
you can get those for $75 a tire.
From where?
Family farm and home.
Where's that?
We have a few of them around us. I don't know if they're a thing.
That must be a northern thing because they don't have nothing like that around here.
Yeah, that's probably another thing. We can get them from there for like $75 a tire.
Huh.
Yeah.
I might have to go. There's a place over in, I can't remember if it's Baxley or Hazelhurst, called Ag Pro. It's a farm supply place. They might have them there. I might be able to get a decent price on.
Yeah, I'm going to pull up Family Farm and Home's link and I'll show you their I'll send it to you and you can.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, because I remember the one day I was talking to him. He's like, yeah, I can get what he said in mud mowers. He's like, yeah, I can get those for $85 a tire.
Yeah.
And I was like, dude, I can get them for $75 a tire.
Well,
and I can go drive and pick them up.
That's talking about that. That's kind of funny because my cousin and my uncle has a tire shop that my uncle's had for as long as I can remember. He's always been in the tire business and all. I priced through them a set of tires for my truck. And then I showed them a price that I can get them from another place. And asked him, I said, how is it that the price that you can get them, I'm actually getting them for just about less than what you're paying your price for, and you have to make a little bit of profit on them. I said, how is it I can get them cheaper from here? That's when he told me that the company I was going to order them through buys all those tires in so much of a big bulk that the company actually gives them a greater discount than what my cousin and all can get them for through their tire shop, because they don't buy enough of that size tire to get that big of a discount.
Mudster, the ones I'm talking about I can get for $75 a tire is the 23 10 50 12s.
23 10 50 12s. That's I don't think that's going to be the size I was looking for. I'm trying to remember. I think it was a.
I mean, but you can usually get used ones at swap meets around me for sometimes $25 a pair for used Carlisles.
See if I can find them again.
I know Family Farm installs them. I just can't find the I think they'd be under lawn and garden. Let me check. No,
Let's
I
see
don't
what
want
he
sporting
was-
good. I don't want sporting goods.
That's a tall, narrow one. I do not want that tall, narrow crap.
Yeah, narrow tires look okay on some tractors, but not all of them.
They work good in certain situations, but for what I want the wide, flat ones. Oh, what size is it?
I know
Whoa.
our local Walmart too. Some of our Walmarts and Myers, if you go back to the tire sections in some of them, I think they also sold the Carlisle Ag tires for like $75 a tire.
That's a 23 by 8.5 by 12. That ain't wide enough.
No, I'll get on Walmart's website because I know you can order them through Walmart. You can get the Carlisles.
Oh, these stupid. Now, everywhere I'm finding, they want the 8.5. So I don't want them narrow tank of things. I want the big wide
know.
ones. Oh, Lord have mercy.
I know I'm usually two for Walmart when I go on Walmart's website. I think they also have the Carlisles for $75 a tire. And you can actually order them on the site and go pick them up at the store.
Here's some called a D-Stone D405. It's a 23 by 8.5 by 12. They don't want my 36.27 a piece.
Actually, I know guys that have put D-Stones on tractors, and they are actually really nice tires.
All right, here's a 23 1050 by 12. That's a little better. There is. All right, that says quantity. Is that 6310 for? No, that can't be for 4 of them. Oh, they got 4 in stock. Okay, 6310 a piece. That's not a bad price.
Yeah, I've heard good things about the D-Stone tires.
Yeah. The high run super lugs.
Yep, that's what I'm talking about. Is the high run super lug Carlisles. That's what I have.
Those aren't bad.
Yeah, because the way the treads on them are like this, they're real sharp.
Yeah.
V tread. What's funny is those Carlisles, when I get them like pushing dirt or something, they'll spin and spin and spin. But once they spin enough and get in the ground and find traction and they hook, you better hold on. Because once they find traction, you got to hold on because they grab hard. Because I remember I put the dozer blade on the Cub Cadet because that's our loading dock that we built, and I was pushing up the loading dock, and I could feel the tractor. I could feel it starting to spin, and it spun just enough that the tires got deep enough in the dirt and hooked, and the tractor just freaking took off. Once they find traction, they bite.
Those D-Stone 23 by 10.5. That might be worth checking in about. But I'll need a wider rim than what I got to put them on.
Let me see if I'm looking on Walmart's site. Walmart has the D-Stone too.
Yeah, that's where I found them at. It was on Walmart. It's the 23 1050 by 12. There were 63.10 a piece.
Yeah, I'd go. Yeah. They have the site I'm looking on, the Walmart site I'm looking at, has them for $130 for the pair.
That's about right.
Yep, sold and shipped, so not bad.
I just got to find a set of rims to put them on because the ones I got, them rims are only, I think, 7.5 or 8 inches wide. They're narrow. I want at least a 10-inch rim.
Trying to see if I can find the Carlisle tires. You know what? I'll have to Google search it.
Yeah. I'll probably have to go through somewhere and order me a set of rims for it.
There's actually a place where we get our tires. They're called Miller Tire.
Yeah.
They're out of Ohio, and I think they ship. Usually, sometimes we get rims and tires from them, and once in a while, you can catch a decent deal on them.
Yeah. Yeah, Mustard. That's what I was thinking. If I'll have to go to at least a 26-inch tall tire to get the width I was really wanting. But I found some one time. They were a specialty tire. It's like made for like a ditch witch or something. They're only like 23 tall, but they're like 15 and a half wide. They're real wide but short tire for like running on them ditch witches or something like that. I think's what they were. I'm not 100% sure, but I remember seeing them. But they're expensive. That's the only bad part about it. But they're I can't remember if they were a 6 or 8 ply tire. They're actually
I went to Amazon eBay for the
Do what?
I found car wheels.
I
found car wheels on eBay.
Yeah.
They're freaking murdering you for one tire. They want $105.33 a tire.
Ouch. I'm real
Ouch.
leery about buying anything on eBay. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I've bought a few things off of eBay, and I've had a couple of times I got a bad taste from buying stuff on eBay because it's so hard to get, if something's not right, to get it taken care of.
Yeah. Oh, here's the D-Stones for 76 tire.
Mudster, the one thing about the ATV tires is they're a 2-ply tire, and they're real soft-sided and all. I do not like that.
Oh. I just found some D-Stones for $75.99 a tire on eBay.
Yeah. What size?
D405s.
Yeah.
2312s.
23 for a 12-inch rim. Hey, Toolbox.
Or 2310. No, it's saying 231050. What I'm seeing. But
yeah,
they're
that's the
actually
same thing I could get from Walmart for $63.10 a piece. Free shipping and no tax. Sent straight
here we
to
go.
the house.
Here's some. There we go. I found two 23105012 D405 R1 lugs for $122 for the pair, but $27.05 shipping.
Yep. See, I can order them through Walmart, no tax, and sent to the house for free.
Yep.
That's one thing I like about Walmart.com. A lot of the stuff you order is free shipping to your house.
Yep.
So.
I'd like next. I think the next set of tires. Next set of tires I get for my Cub Cadet. I may get some when these car wheels get wore out. I may try some Firestone 231050s.
I was thinking about with that Sears putting them big ones on the back, them 231050s or something like that on the back of it. But I thought about getting them 410 by 10 ag style tall skinny tires from BMI to go on the front.
Yeah.
Thought about trying that, but I don't know how good them things would actually do with the lug and all on it. Just trying to ride around. That'd probably be a rough ride. It'd probably be with that front, with them ag tires on the front. I have a feeling it would probably be pretty rough riding around on it. Yeah. Probably a lot of bouncing and all. I don't know.
I don't know that. I just have the ags on the back of my Cub Cadet, and they actually don't ride that bad.
On the back, it wouldn't be that bad because there's so many actually grooves and all. But have you seen the ones from BMI for the front, like I was talking about, the ag tires?
I don't think so.
Hang on, I'll find them and bring them up and show them to you. It's crazy. Let's see. I don't think they're on the clearance. I think they're on the, let's see, tires. Here we go. There we are. Oh, it's a 4x10 tractor tire. They got them on sale right now for $15 a piece.
Wow.
Yeah. Let me
that's
see.
That's a deal for tires.
All right. You see those?
Yeah.
That's the ones I'm talking about. $15 a piece. They're regularly $55. They got them on sale for $15.
That's a deal.
Yeah. See, I thought about getting two of those to go on the front, but that would probably be a rough ride. Look at the lugs on that thing.
Oh yeah.
That thing would probably kill your kidneys and all.
Yep.
They're right at 20 inches tall, 4.4 inches wide for a 10-inch rim width, or a 10-inch rim, and the rim width has to be 3 to 4 inches wide for the tires.
Oh, that'd suck if you hit a rock or a bump.
And it says here,
that hurt.
Maximum capacity is 375 pounds per tire, 32 psi at 10 miles an hour. Which that thing wouldn't be going real fast anyway, because I'm not going to gear it to be fast. It's just to pull stuff around and stuff like that. But
I found the Firestones.
That would probably be a rough ride though, between ag tires on the back and ag on the front on that little Suburban 12.
Those would draw your back. There's the Firestones.
That would be pretty fun though with those on there if it was a 4-wheel drive tractor.
Yeah.
Ooh, I wonder how hard it would be to build and convert that Sears Suburban into a 4-wheel drive. I wonder how hard it'd be to put a 4-wheel drive front axle on that.
I don't know. I can show you what my dad and I did when we built the 4x4s though, because we used to build articulating garden tractors.
Mm-hmm. Just wondering how I could build a. I don't know how I can.
Trying to find our Facebook page. Totally. Here we go. I have the page liked. We actually did a scale tractor a while ago. We did a scale Minneapolis Moline A4T 1400.
Oh heck yeah! That is cool.
I'm trying to find. I know we have photos of the John Deere in here somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
I think. Because while we were building the GT14 for one of our friends, we were waiting for the paint to come in. We built a John Deere 110, and we got that John Deere 110 built, painted, and done by the time the paint for that GT14 arrived.
Dadgum.
Yeah, we whipped that John Deere right out. There you go. There's the John Deere and the GT. It was one of the round fender 110s.
Oh, cool. I like those. Those are cool looking.
And they used case axles out of case garden tractors and the case valves. So they're fully hydraulic driven.
So it's got hydraulics to articulate it.
Hydraulics to articulate and hydraulics to drive.
Cool.
And some of them, if people order them, some of them have 3-points on them too.
See, mine's got the original 3-point hitch that goes on the back of it, but it's manual 3-point hitch.
Yeah. We use the case 3-points and plumb into the case valves for the hydraulics.
Which I got to do a little work, and somebody took where the pin locators are for the bottom of the 3-point hitch, the 2 bars. The pins that went on the bottom of the frame, somebody took them off, so I got to build new ones.
Yeah. The John Deere 110, what we did for the drive handle, you know how all those old 110s had the variable speed handle on them?
Uh-huh.
We used that variable drive handle for the hydraulic drive handle.
Cool.
Yep, I remember one time I was driving the 110 and I went to go pull back to neutral, and that control was so touchy, it slammed in reverse and the back end of the tractor hopped up.
Dadgum.
It did a reverse wheelie.
I bet your butt was chewing on that seat trying to keep you from flying out of it, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was like minimal jump. I was like, hold on. We're going behind on the John Deere.
It's hard to find any of them old John Deeres with the round fenders like that.
Because what we were thinking would be kind of cool is take a John Deere patio, like do the 110, but do like a patio version of it. Because the John Deere patio tractors were real interesting. They're just a regular John Deere, but you could get different colors like red and white, blue and white, green and white, yellow and white. They call them patio series.
Gotcha.
Our next tractor build is going to be a scale Oliver articulated. A scale Oliver articulated. Like there's Oliver White something. Let me look it up.
I was watching some videos on where they took all them old like the old Sears Suburbans, the old John Deere's, Cub Cadets and stuff like that, had the hitches and all on the back. I was watching the video. Is they all go to this one farm thing and they just run, pulling a daggum turn plow, and they just everybody.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember what it was called.
Oh, the garden tractors.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, plow days.
Huh?
The plow days.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they're called. Plow days event. Yeah.
I was watching one of those videos, and some of them tractors they had on there I was like, man, that is cool. But it was just a single bladed turn plow is all they were pulling.
Yeah, that's what I have for mine is a Brinley 12-inch for my Cub Cadet.
Huh. Well, when I got my Sears, I bought it from a buddy of mine, and he had the 3-point hitch that come with it. He had the piece that has the 2 or the 3 hook subsoiler or cultivator, same thing. And there was something else that he give me it come with it, and I cannot remember what it was.
There you go. There's what the mini mow looked like from the factory. It was actually pretty cool.
Oh, cool. That looks almost like them little old tractors they used on the airports and all for towing
the
airplanes
tug.
around.
Yep,
yeah.
The airport tugs.
Yeah. That's something I want to get for mine. I want to get a 2-blade turn plow to pull behind mine.
I'll see if I can.
And a set of harrows. My buddy that helps me do a lot of work around the house and all, he's got a Sears Suburban 10. He put a 212 Predator on. And he's got a set of harrows, which he had to put a weight on the front because it kept pulling the front tires off the ground every time he hooked to them. They're only like 2.5, maybe 3 foot wide harrows. They only got like, I think, 4 blades on it. 3 or 4 blades on it. It ain't nothing real big. But every time he'd sink them in the ground and I'll start pulling, he didn't have no weight on it, and that whole front end would just start lifting and walking on the back tires. So he mounted made a bar, went on the front and stuck out, and had it where you can put adjustable weights on the front so he could adjust to where it rides like it's supposed to.
Yeah. That's nice about the mini mow we built. We're good buddies with the guy. He bought a classic tractor Fever.
Uh-huh.
And stuff went down or whatever, and he had to sell the mini mow.
Yeah.
He took into a Mecum Gone Farming, the big Mecum auctions for farm equipment.
Yeah.
Because that's what he wanted to do with it. That tractor went for $25,000 at Mecum.
Dadgum.
Yep.
The one thing I want to do with mine.
So for us, it's Mecum or bust.
Dang. One thing I want to do with my Sears is on the side where it has the clutch brake all in one. I want to have that just for the clutch itself.
Yeah.
I want to do up on the side, like put me a handle on it.
Independent brakes.
Yeah, independent brake. That's up on the side, like they on the where you can raise and lower the mower decks. I want to do something like that, kind of on the left-hand side with the handle for a brake, and have it where you can pull it back and you hit the button on top, and it'll lock it in place for the parking brake, or you mash the button on down again and let up, and you can let the brake on or off.
That sounds like a cool idea.
Because, see, I don't want the brake and clutch on the same thing.
Yeah, I just want it to be independent.
I want it to where I can mash the clutch in if I have to, and it can keep rolling if I need it to keep rolling, to where I can do whatever I got to do. Or I can grab that handle right there by the steering wheel and pull it back to set the brake or stop the brakes.
Yeah. That's the one tractor we built a long time ago. We're never getting rid of it.
Yeah, I remember you showing pictures of that one. That one's cool.
Yep. That's the one I'm never getting rid of.
Which one is that's the
654, the Trac.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's just the way them front tires angle like that. That's always tripped me out, the way the front tires angle down like that.
Oh, like that?
Yeah.
Yep, the V's.
It's for running in between the
yeah, for crops.
In between the crop rows, yeah.
Yep, without crushing them.
There's actually a larger tractor on one of the back roads I take to go to my hunting club. It's got one of the old style tractors. It's got the front rims look like they're about 13 or 14-inch diameter rims, and both it's got the tall, skinny tires on it, and they angle to almost to a point at the bottom on the front. And it's got that single pole going down, and it tees to where the two rims are at.
Yep.
For the steering.
Yeah, but one
I
thing you
don't
do,
know
I
what
like about
kind it
the
is, but it's been sitting there for a long time, and I thought about stopping and talking to the people at that house and asking them if they want to get rid of it because it's got stuff grown up around it and everything else.
Yeah. One thing I like about tricycle front tractors or neural front tractors is the turning radius on them because you can whip them right around.
Yeah.
They're not like a wide front where you have to back them up. You can just turn the wheel sharp and it will spin right around.
I don't know what brand this thing is because it's so old. The paint is pretty much faded off of it, but the seat is offset to one side on the back. Instead of it being centered over the chunk in the center of the rear end, it's off to one side with all the pedals and all.
Oh, I wonder if it's like close to like a Farmall Cub or something.
But it don't have that tube that arches across that holds the steering wheel.
That's weird. Because the only Farmall I could think of is the Cubs, because they had that offset seat.
But didn't Cub make a Cub Cadet build an international Cub Cadet? Didn't they have an offset like that also?
I don't know.
But the seat is offset to one side some, and the steering wheel goes right down beside the hood and all. But it don't have that big tube that comes up and 90s across for the steering wheel to go through.
Huh.
It's basically got a piece that comes out the side and holds the steering wheel and all. But it don't 90 out of it. It comes out the side of the hood.
Huh.
That's the reason I'm saying you can't see no color on it because it's faded so bad.
The only thing I could think is either be like IH, and Oliver, or Cockshut.
But it's an old one. I'm talking about old. I say the tractor's probably from the 40s or 50s, maybe. Might be even older than that. But the front tires come and they V down to almost looks like the tires almost touch at the base.
Like, oh, here you go. Like, kind of like this. Because that has the offset wheel.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably what it is. It's a Farmall. It's probably a Farmall Cub narrow front.
But if you look at the Farmall, it's got that tube piece that comes up and it's just got a sweeping 90 that goes out, and then it has the thing that holds the steering shaft.
Yeah, here's a better photo one.
See, I can't see how that steering arm is attached to it.
Because what it is you have on the right side, it has a top bracket comes out to hold the wheel, and it goes down to the steering box. And the tube drops down from the steering box.
Yeah. But this one, it don't have that sweeping 90 going out to hold the steering wheel. It's just a flat, square tube that comes out.
Yeah, which is what it looks like on the Farmall Cub, I think. I'm trying to get the brightness set just right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that might help a little bit. You can see that's got the steering box right there.
Yeah. Yeah, because the steering box is at the front and all, and it's got the rounded hood. But it don't have the dual tires on the back. It's just got just
a singles.
Two tall, skinny singles.
Yeah, so it'd be something more like that with the skinnies.
Yeah, something kind of like that. But it don't see how that's got the round tube. It goes up and goes over the whole steering wheel. This one don't have that.
Oh, that's probably like a real earlier or later probably Cub narrow front. Then I'm guessing
it's got a square. It almost looks like a square bar. It comes out and holds the steering wheel in the center, and it's got a shaft that comes way on up to where the steering wheel is where you're at. Yeah. So where the steering shaft is being held at to the steering wheel is probably about a foot difference or a foot and a half difference in where they're at. Where that one goes all the way up to basically where the base of the steering wheel is at.
Yeah, that's probably an earlier or later style Farmall Cub, I'd have to guess, because I think Farmall is the only company that did narrow crop, roll crop like that with an offset wheel.
But it's got so much, from sitting under oak trees and everything else, it's got so much junk on it. You can't tell what color it used to be. And
Yeah,
the
usually you
fingers
can.
look real faded underneath and all. You can't really tell.
Yeah, usually those farm cubs will have the front radiator shell. It curves around like this and goes down. And has a
Yeah, they're round.
right
It's
over
rounded
nose.
at the front, but
So
there's
it
no
probably might be
head
a.
on it.
So it might be a really wore out farm then.
Could
That'd
be.
be my best guess.
It looks like it may be a 3-cylinder. What's up, Mick?
Yeah, that's true, Brandon. Those farm all cubs are kind of tipsy tractors anyway.
Yeah.
I know we had one a long time ago when I was little, just removing a grain wagon. Just moving a grain wagon in and out of the garage on like decently level ground, that thing would get stuck.
Mm.
That was a sorry. That was a sorry excuse for a farm tractor, is what that was.
Some of them, they get weak after years and years of use.
This one still had plenty of grunt. It just didn't. We got stuck with the grain wagon. Even if the ground was dry, I'd have a hard time backing it in the garage.
Huh.
It'd have plenty of power. The tires would just spin, and it'd have to hit the turning brakes to help slow it down.
What is it? The tires were just that slick and wore out?
I don't know. I think they had plenty of traction. For some reason, you get that grain wagon backed in there just straight, and that farm cub would just, even if the tires were good, just start spinning.
Working nights, are you, Mick?
It was a very finicky tractor. I mean, it always started right up, no problem. It didn't take much to get that thing stuck. Now, I'm not saying I won't like to have another one, because someday I'd like to have another one.
See, I'd like to, even if I didn't own it myself, I'd love to help somebody restore some of them old tractors like that. I just like working on stuff like that.
There's one tractor I'd like to have it's called the Oliver 60.
What's the ones that were the old tractors that were white? They were white. They're always painted white and some other color.
Was it yellow or something?
One owning. What the heck were they called? There's a guy up in Nebraska that's got a whole big old huge warehouse full of them. That's all he does is get these old tractors and restore them. He don't sell them. He'll buy them, restore them, and stick them in his collection. I watched a whole hour and a half or 2-hour show about his collection on a channel on the satellite one time, and
there's what I'd like to have right there.
What's that? An old
Oliver 60.
Cool.
Yeah, that's my the Oliver 60. Like if you see like an Oliver 60 and a Cockshut 60, any Oliver and Cockshuts that have the same numbers, Oliver and Cockshut used to be owned by the same company. They were owned by the same company, so it'd be like Oliver 60, Cockshut 60. They're like the same tractor, just a different grill design and different colors. But they're pretty much the same thing. I think they use the same engines and transmissions. This the Oliver 60s came in a wide front like that. You could get a wide front, or you could get a smaller version of that had a smaller wide front on it.
Yeah, I've seen ones like that before. I'm trying to think of what them tractors were. It's gonna rack my brain until I figure it out.
Now, Mudster said David Brown. That was his guess.
What the heck were they called? It's gonna drive me nuts.
Mudster, the David Browns were more like a gold color, according to a. Yep, that's what the Mudster says. The David Brown. They're the white and like the reddish orange.
They were what kind?
David Brown. There you go. This is probably what he's talking about right here.
I've seen those, but that's not the ones I'm talking about.
Huh.
It was I cannot think of the name of them right now, and it's gonna drive me nuts until I figure it out.
That's why we have Craig.
I'm just gonna quit looking because it's gonna drive me nuts. Well, if he'd ever get out the bathroom,
Craig's probably
the case, because I know the cases. Case or I like
Case was a cream and orange.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dadgummit. But he had a bunch of the oldest ones were like a white color with some other kind of trim, and then as they got older, the color changed on it, and this wasn't international. Dadgummit.
Craig's probably sleeping.
Nah, they just got back from going out to eat and going to Harbor Freight and all that. So.
They didn't take us because they didn't ask us what we had on our Harbor Freight list.
I know, right?
I'll tell you what, Craig and Kathy, next time we meet up, we can all take a shopping trip to Harbor Freight, and y'all can get me something, get me and Jay something, because you didn't get us something this last time. Maybe we can pull up and get Jay a new impact gun. give him an earthquake or something.
Man, I cannot remember. That's going to drive me nuts. And you know what's going to be bad? Probably about 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, and it's going to hit me what kind they are. And I'm not going to get up and go live just to say what they are.
Yep, just post it in Hangouts.
But God,
yep.
This old guy, some of the oldest ones he had didn't even have rubber tires on it. Had just a big
steel wheels.
Steel wheels with look like daggum blades on it. Almost like a ag tire, but it was made out of steel.
No, there's one tractor I used to have when I was a little guy. It was called a Bantam Tractor, and I'd like to have another one. And they're actually kind of a cool tractor. I mean, they're tiny.
Mm-hmm.
They had a real funky. This is what I'm talking about right here.
I've seen them.
I had one. We sold it, and I'd love to have another one if I could get my hands on one. The trannies in those were real funky because they had that centrifugal clutch and they had that real funky shifter where you pushed it forward to go forward and pulled it back to go back.
That's almost like ones that they call the rug mower.
Yep.
The rug mower is kind of like that, but they got 2 tires in the front, 2 tires in the back. Looks like a push mower deck underneath it. And the motor sat on top of it, and you're basically sitting on top of a push mower just about it. They're small.
Yeah. That's what they called a nut roaster.
I always heard them called a rug mower.
Yeah.
They were so small.
Yeah, that was a lot of people called those engines when you had the engine close to you. Mm-hmm. They call them nut roasters or ball burners.
Because Ike on Cars and Cameras.
Yeah, he has that rug.
But I've seen those before. I've seen him get one. And they were always pretty cool looking.
Here's a Bantam with some of the attachments like the deck, dozer blade.
Dadgum.
The Bantam attachments are worth money because I've seen this guy on a Facebook page I'm in. He has one for sale. It's a Bantam. It's a Bantam, all original. And it has an all original Bantam wagon, which those are really, really rare. And it's got a few rust holes in it. But still being really, really rare. It's worth money. He wants $1,550 for it.
Dang.
It hasn't run in about a year or two. So I can see his point wanting that much money, but it hasn't run, and who knows if it will run again. That's the thing.
Craig, the link should be in Hangout still if you want to get up here.
There you go. There's one with the dozer blade set up on it.
Cool.
Someday I will have another Bantam. I mean, for as small as that thing was, it was actually pretty quick. It would scoot right along.
Yeah. Well, there wasn't no weight to them, though.
You go, here's some earlier and later Bantams. Kind of almost look like a knockoff of a rug.
I've seen the one on the very far right. I've seen those before.
Yeah, I used to have. If I ever find a deal on one of those old Bantams like I had, I am gonna get it. I don't know. I mean, I've had a lot of cool tractors, but I think that Bantam was like one of them. My throat's starting to get sore, so I think I'm gonna pop in the chat.
All right, Craig, I sent you another invite in Google Hangout.
I'll see y'all in the chat.
All right. But yeah, it's gonna drive me nuts on that. Trying to figure out the name of them things, because the earlier ones was a white or cream color, and then the later ones I think were a off green color, or yeah. There's the man.
But
What's going on, brother?
just chilling.
Same as me.
Brandon, we bought you a package of assorted Woodruff keys at Harbor Freight. So we'll probably get those out in the mail so you can have those. Hopefully there's a number 9 that you need in there. You want an Opal tractor? What?
Not a Massey Harris. Those are red.
Well, if it's orange, it's going to be Alice Chalmers.
I don't think it was orange. It was kind of a cream color the early years, and then as they got old later in years and all, I think they went to like a greenish color, if I remember right. Which it's been a long time since I've seen that show.
Well, John Deere started out as a cream color, but that was eons ago.
So, it wasn't a John Deere because I would have remembered that name.
The other one would be an Oliver. Olivers were green in the later years, but I don't think that they were a cream color in the early years. I think they were red. And the McCormick's become international at Farmall. I think that McCormick was bought out by Farmall originally, and then International bought Farmall. So, if I remember right. And there was Eston was another red and yellow.
Wasn't Allison Chambers. I just looked those up. Those are orange.
Yeah, they were always pretty much orange.
But these were a cream color, if I remember right. And then they went to like a green when they got up into like the 30s and 40s.
Agco might have been a cream color because Agco got bought out by Alice.
Are you sure it wasn't the Alice? Maybe it was Alice.
No, those were orange.
Huh.
If Brandon or Ray don't know, then I'm not sure anybody's probably going to know too much.
But it had a funny name, and they didn't. I think they quit with them in the 50s.
Yeah, David Brown's was another one, a Brown tractor, but I don't. There weren't a lot of those anyway.
But this guy lived out in like Nebraska and all, and he said that's the only place he's seen them is out, in that central area, them few states right around where they are at.
Yanmar and Belarus and Kubota are all imported tractors.
Yeah.
A Cub Cadet, baby. I mean, a Cub tractor.
Mm-mm.
And then there was White. I mean, White had its own tractor line too. So That's got to be Jay. That wasn't me.
That was on my phone.
Hey, Rasta.
What's going on, Rasta? Let's see. No, it wasn't a white. I'll have to look it up and see if I can find it. But I'll eventually figure out what it was. I'm trying to remember the show. It was one of them shows like on one of the stations on the satellite that shows, a lot of hunting and fishing stuff and all that. They had farm tractors. They showed about tractors, anything having to do with nature and all that. They showed all kinds of shows like that. Well, they were doing different shows on like the different old style tractors, the steam powered tractors and all. And then they did a whole show just on this guy's collection.
Yeah. Well, there were, like I said, the early days of John Deere, they weren't a green tractor. They didn't change to green till probably in the 50s, I think.
It had a real funny name to it though. But he said the company only sold the tractors and all in the surrounding states and all. It's like 6 or 8 states right there that actually they were popular in.
Well, it could have been manufactured by somebody else too as a branded tractor. There was some of that early in the day. So,
but he had some of them. I mean, I think he said he had some that was from like the early 1900s, and then his collection went all the way up to like the mid 50s on the tractors. He didn't have nothing newer than a 50 something.
Well, the early automobiles were modeled after tractors to start with anyway. I mean, that's kind of the way that they were designed with the one-piece transmission and drive axle and drive shaft was all one unit.
Yeah.
That's the way my Model A is. I mean, the drive shaft's in a sealed
tube all the way to the rear end.
So.
Yeah. But I remember seeing those tractors and all, and it tripped me out because the guys, this one building he had them in was like 150 foot long and like 80 foot wide, and had just enough room where you could walk in between each one of them. That's it.
Yeah, like a Renson or something like that, maybe.
I cannot remember the name of them to save my life now. I mean, I can see the tractors plain as day. I mean, they were all from about the size of a 8N Ford tractor, about that size, all the way up to the big, the big dual wheeled tractors and all. But I cannot remember the name. It's I don't think it was. It wasn't a Molin. It's gonna drive me crazy.
More than likely, it was made by somebody else for them, or the drive or the power plant was made by somebody else, like International or something.
Yeah. Well, this guy was when the video was made. The video was made like in the late 90s, and this man at that time was in his early 80s and still messing with those tractors and restoring them and all.
Yeah, well,
he'd go to all these swap meets and stuff like that for farm equipment and all, and he'd only buy that one brand tractor, and any parts he could find for it, he'd buy the parts too. And it was crazy. He had such a huge collection. He had the biggest collection in the United States of those tractors, and I cannot remember the name of them.
My H tractor was the first rubber tire tractor sold in our county.
Uh-huh.
And it still has the original dealership tag on the back.
Dang.
It was sold by Chillin Equipment, and all of the farmers laughed at my great grandpa and said, "You're going to get stuck in the mud with them rubber tires," because everybody else was still farming them with the steel cog wheel.
Yeah.
I mean, that was revolutionary at that point to have a rubber tire tractor. If you look at that tractor today, and it's, I want to say it's approaching almost 90 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was manufactured in like 1939 or something like that.
Are you talking about the one it's basically a steel hub with a thick rubber, basically like a solid rubber tire all the way around that metal thing on the back of the tractor? Or was it a pneumatic rubber tire?
The steel cog tires were actually wheels that had triangles on the rim
Yeah,
itself.
I know what those are. I'm talking about the tractor you're talking about with the rubber one. Is that the ones that had the big metal hub with the rubber? Well, what was the ones that had the solid rubber, almost like a rubber pad that went all the way around the metal thing? It was just solid rubber, about 2 inches thick. Do you remember those? The old farm tractor?
Yeah, they weren't a farming tire. That was an implement style tire. My brush hog got those where it's a rubber and then a nylon and then a rubber and then a nylon, and it's just all the way around the rim.
You remember how the ones had the big, huge, the old steam tractors and all had the solid metal tires and had like the flat plates and like an ag style pattern on it? Well, this was kind of like that without the steel pieces coming up, but it had like a 2-inch thick solid rubber piece that was bonded to that metal all the way around. It was a farm tractor. I remember seeing one of them from like the 20s and all. It just had a big thick rubber piece on it instead of being just a big thick metal.
It wouldn't be a crop row style tractor. That would be like a power plant style tractor. It wouldn't be for pulling. You wouldn't be going.
But I remember seeing those, and they had little grooves cut in the tires, or not really groove, almost like a pull tractor style. How they got angled wedge pieces all the way around.
It'd be cleats, but
yeah,
you wouldn't want those in a field because you would sink.
But I remember seeing tractors like that also.
Yeah, and the reason they used the big steel wheels is because they would bite down into the bottom of the topsoil.
Yeah, they'd hit the hard bottom and all, and go straight through the mud and hit the bottom and keep pulling.
Yeah. And a lot of those had a rubber front tire, but they had a steel cog wheel on the back for traction.
Yeah.
And then they also had some tugger tractors that were just basically what you would put behind a plow when you'd run a single row plow.
Mm-hmm.
And that tractor engine would pull the plow like a horse, only you would man work the plow and the planter and all that. I mean, I've got a single row hand planter that's in pieces, but a lot of that stuff was just really kind of, at that point in time, you were making a nickel a week.
Yeah.
If you had a good income. I mean, a nickel a week was a high dollar job.
Basically, you were just putting stuff together to get you by to try to make better money.
Yeah, your federal income taxes would be about $6 a year. So
yeah, if you got anything back at all.
No, that's what you pay.
Oh,
throughout the year, you pay $6 to the federal government for taxes. And property taxes were like $36 a year for big farms and stuff. I mean, there wasn't any minimum wage in that time period. You got paid what you got paid, and that was it.
Yeah.
So,
but I'll remember this. I'll probably remember it about 3 or 4 o'clock in the daggone morning and wake up and be like, that's the name I was looking for. Now it hits me.
My grandpa's first job, when he got when he was in high school working for a nursery, and he made a nickel a week working for the nursery. And he said for a half a penny, you could buy a full-on meatloaf dinner with all the fixings and everything to go with it for half a penny.
Dadgum.
So, and you're talking about somewhere in the early 30s. So,
yeah.
A nickel a week in the early 30s was decent money.
Yeah.
It's probably comparable to about $15 an hour now.
or more.
So, back then they didn't have Medicare or Social Security or none of that. There wasn't any of that stuff. I don't even think welfare came around until after Roosevelt. So,
I have no idea on all that. But yeah, I'll probably Google all that about them tractors tomorrow sometime and try to find it when I'm in between working outside. But
back in those days, if you had somebody who was in the community that was hungry, the community took care of that person.
exactly. Nowadays, if somebody's hungry, they like, oh well.
All the
That
kids
ain't
went to
me.
school
That
and
ain't me.
church.
Dude, it's so bad nowadays. The churches around here, if you go up to them talking about, there was a family that lived in the area. The husband lost his job and wasn't able to find work again, and the wife was sick, had health issues, so she couldn't work. They went to several of the churches to try to get help. The churches told them, said, there ain't nothing wrong with you. Get out and work and get it. There's people that actually need it more than you and would not help them. Oh, that didn't sit well with me at all. I'm like, Dad, gum. You gone, Mudster? Have a good one. Yeah, 4:30 does come mighty early in the morning, don't it? Let's see. Yeah. I remember my dad and them talking about my great grandpa and all that they used mules or horses or whatever they had to do all the plowing and all that stuff with. It's crazy to think about way things has come from way back in the 20s and 30s all the way up through now, the way so much stuff has changed. It's crazy. Sometimes I wish it would go back to the way it used to be. Stuff was a lot better back then. Oh, Lordy, on the phone. Shame on you. No phone. Have a good one, Rasta. I'm glad to see you come in, man. Hope you've been doing good. I ain't seen or heard from you in a good while. You gone, horse? Have a good one, brother. Yeah, I should be getting. I should have been off of here probably almost an hour ago, but I don't get to see you. I hadn't seen all of y'all in a long time, so I figured I'd stay on and talk to y'all as much as I can. Miss all my YouTube family. Oh, Lordy. On the phone again. Oh, Lordy, Lordy, Lordy. Yeah, I need to. I can't wait to get some more stuff cleaned up and also I can start working on. I want to get that bad boy done, and I want to start working on that Sears Suburban. I want to get it to where I can crank it up and drive it and it move around on its own power. Do all the body work and everything else on it and get a good paint job on it, get it looking nice. I'm gonna run it on the exhaust out on it. I'm gonna run it out the side of the hood and straight up beside the hood and all, just like the old style tractors. But I'm wondering about building some kind of muffler for it so it ain't so loud. Well, if you do any videos, Rasta, I'd love to see some of the stuff you're working on. And I know about the funds being low. Trust me. Last month it got so bad that I didn't even have 2 pennies to rub together. Always rough around the holidays for me. And the funny thing is, I don't even have kids to buy presents and all for. It's just with my birthday being in December and all, tags for my vehicle and my trailer, and all kinds of other expenses, getting my license renewed and all that stuff, it'll wipe out what little money I got coming in. Oh, Lordy. Brandon, when you going live again? I seen a thing that you're you had it I think it was you had it preset. Is that for tomorrow night or Saturday? Don't be teasing me like that, Kathy. I ain't been seeing no deer around here for the past month and a half. Everybody at the hunting club's been telling me they ain't been seeing nothing. All right, I'll try to be in there Saturday, Brandon, and hang out with y'all. I'm gonna try to. I ain't guaranteeing nothing, but I'll try. But around here, ain't nobody been seeing no deer during the daytime. It's like, boom, nothing. They said they went from seeing deer just about every time they went out hunting to not a thing. Cool. Heck yeah. They actually come up to you, huh, Kathy? Well, Kathy, you know you can feed a donkey anytime. He usually sits right beside you in the truck while y'all go to town. He's going to come back and kill me. That's what he gets for being on the phone. Leave me here to all to my craziness. Oh, Lordy. I don't know why. Tell Stacy to get on here and say hi. Dadgummit. I miss my other brother. He at least pop in and say hi for a minute. Show this fat boy some love. Uh-huh. They got that bromance going on, Brandon. That's what it is. They got that bromance. All right, do that if you will, Miss Kathy. Oh, Lordy. More like the lack of hair and the beat up nails from messing with all that stuff in the shop. Oh, man. Oh. Kathy, tell Stacy there's a link in the Hangouts if he wants to jump on the panel real quick. We'll shout his channel out. Twisted R Racing. Mr. Turn and Burn. Making all your poured metal products.
All right, I'm back. What's up?
What's up?
Oh, just talking to Stacy. I hadn't talked to him in a couple of days, so
I ain't talked to him in a while either.
he's trying to get integrated into being a dispatcher. You know how he is with the computers, so.
Oh, Lordy.
They had their second best week they've ever had this week, so.
Cool.
I just told him knock on wood, and keep plugging away. He'll be all right.
So he's dispatching for the tow company?
No, for
trucking
is her own broker now.
Ah, cool.
So they're brokering loads.
Heck yeah.
They're brokering for Great America, and then they're also brokering for Greenleaf. So. Cool. I think that Stacy said they picked up about 30 drivers.
Heck yeah.
And I nicknamed his old tractor Death Row. Because every time he gets into the cold, that thing would have problems, and he was scared to death he was going to be stuck in that thing and froze to death.
Yeah, that Freightliner was in the shop more than he actually got to drive and make money with it.
Well, he turned it back in, and they amended the lease on it, and they give him a refund of $5,000 for the amount of wages that he's missed throughout the year. And I think his lawyer is going to go back after some more cash because they've really kind of taken it in the shorts over the last year. So
yeah, because it was in the shop and he was in the motel room more than he was driving.
Yeah, well. The truck was in the shop from January 1st of last year. It had been in the shop 16 times. And a couple of those times in the shop, it was almost a week waiting on parts and stuff. So,
and he had that DEF system got rebuilt twice, wasn't it?
Replaced 3 times, but when they replaced it the second time, they didn't even bother to clean the filters in it. They replaced the whole DEF system front to back, and they didn't bother to clean the exhaust filters.
That's ridiculous.
Like, you're right there. The DEF system's down out of the truck, out of the way. You can reach right into the exhaust and you're having filters.
Yep.
I mean, it's wide open at that point.
Mm-hmm.
And they said that the leasing company refused to pay to clean them.
You're replacing the whole system.
They spent $6,000 on getting them cleaned when he was in North Dakota. And then he missed having Thanksgiving with his family. So I just told him to park his truck here and come on when he was going to have dinner with us. And he had Thanksgiving dinner with us. He was lucky to get the truck out of the shop because they were pushing to get that truck out the door before they locked up for Thanksgiving holiday. If they would have gotten the truck back together, he'd have been sitting there till the following Monday, waiting on that truck at a hotel room.
That's BS right there.
So when he left here Thanksgiving, he went home, and then he picked up another load, and I think he went up to Fort Riley and then over to just east of Kansas City and come back through. And then he got back home. And he was like 4 days waiting to unload. So he unloaded that last load, picked up another short haul, back up close to within 30 miles of where they live. And then the truck sat at his house for 2 weeks, and he turned it in and the trailer in all on the same day. And they rented a Nissan Pathfinder or Frontier or something like that. Same truck that he went from Montana all the way back to Texas in when the Kenworth blew up.
Yeah.
And he drove that from the Freightliner dealership all the way back home.
Dang.
Like I told him, I said, even if you're booking $300,000 a year, but you're spending $290,000 to make that 300,000, he ain't making no money.
No.
And he spends 90% of his time in that 4 foot by 4 foot box for $10,000 a year. No, thank you. I'll sit at home.
Exactly.
So he's pretty nervous about it. He's not really. He doesn't know whether he's going to be happy doing that or not. But like I told him, being around his wife, he ain't hardly seen much out of since they got married. They've been married for 20 some odd years.
Yeah.
It's time for a change.
Which he can do. They do that from their house, don't they?
Yeah.
As long as they're on the computer and all. He can do that and still work in the shop and all that.
Well, that's what I told him. The amount of money that he was making out on the road, the average of about $500 a week. He can make that work at half a day. They never even have to leave his house. So I'm just trying to learn the computer stuff, and they're making cheat sheets for him and stuff to kind of help him get things arranged.
Just to make things easier on him.
Yeah, they finally got his F-450 repaired.
What's wrong with the Ford?
When he was up in North Dakota, he got T-boned by a cow in his big truck. And then that Friday after that, his wife got sideswiped in the F-450.
Dang.
It took out the front axle and did a bunch of damage on the body and clear back to the duals. I mean, it scratched all the way down the side. And
when he was here that happened.
yeah. So they took it to a body shop, and the insurance company gave him a Toyota Tundra with a 5.7 in it. And he said, Tabs and I get in that truck and there ain't no room in it. He said, it was an extended cab truck. He said, hell, he said, I couldn't even get my shoulders in there with any, room. By the time you shut the door, you felt like you were riding in a tin can.
Yeah.
So the body shop got all done with it, and then they put new tires on it, and the tires weren't balanced. And evidently one of the new tires was bad. So it was in and out of the shop for about a month. Dang.
He's just had a bad time with everything this past year, didn't he?
Yeah, well, that's what I told him. With that kind of stuff going on, he's just better off being at home. So yeah, he thinks that he's going to try to find him a square body so that he can just tootle around home, and then they'll have the 450 to drive. But he spent the last 3 weeks cleaning on his shop, and he's about an eighth of the way through it.
Dang.
He said that he's found stuff that he hasn't seen since they moved there 10 years ago.
Dadgum.
So
I wish I lived closer. I'd go help him.
Well, I think the goal is to try to get things up and moving at a point where they could get some people in there working with them, and then for them to be able to do what they want to do.
Them manage it and all, and have workers underneath them.
Yeah, so they can travel a little bit and not have to try to work so hard.
Yeah. Actually have a life together.
Yeah, well, and Brandon, Stacy's gonna try to get his way up there to see you. That's important to him, so he's going to be working on that here over the short term. They just the grandkids are doing the mutton busting rodeo stuff, and they're just really trying to do some family oriented stuff that they ain't ever had a chance to do. So because he's always been out on the road. He wants to get back into doing live streams again, but he just really hasn't had a chance to sit down and even try to work out doing any of that yet either.
Yeah.
And of course, with the StreamYards and everything, all that's kind of changed anyway. So
yeah, I'm still trying to learn everything myself. This is only my second live stream I've had since September?
It's been a minute.
Yeah. Which I'm going to try to start doing them a little more regular. Can't guarantee I'll do one every week, but I'm going to try to.
Yeah, well, I think the goal is to try to get some stuff moving again. Brandon's been doing a stellar job.
Oh yeah.
Robert's been doing a pretty good job too. I mean, Robert's been working pretty hard. So
Yeah.
just really a matter of trying to continue what we put all that work into. So
It's been hard for me to do much of any of the streaming and all because I've been constantly having to go help my sister at her house, or I've been trying to help my dad as much as I can, and then doing stuff here at the house. By the time I think about even getting on the computer, it's most time 11, 12 o'clock at night, and I'm like, I'm ready to go to bed.
Yeah, I imagine.
Then I helped my cousin for a couple weeks there remodel his house, and I ain't gonna lie, I got tired of going and helping. Dude, we hung in every room we hung a new ceiling fan and light assembly. I hung them sliding glass closet doors that, crisscross.
Yeah.
One can go from one side to the other, or the one in front of it go one side or the other. When you put them both in opposite sides, it blocks everything off. I hung them kind of doors, and those mirrored glass doors ain't that light.
No, that's what I call like a shower door style closet door.
Yeah, and you have to mount the piece up at the top and anchor it in with screws. Then you have to line the doors up and level them, and put the tray at the bottom for them to slide in, the wheels to slide in. It's got grooves in it.
Yep.
Once you get everything lined up, then you sink the screws in the bottom, and then you have to level the doors. You level them, the pitch front to back, make sure it's true level up and down so the top and bottom plate line up like they're supposed to. Then once you do that, then you have to level the doors left and right and all so they slide or roll like they should. It'll take you a good hour to get one set of doors done and leveled and everything set like they're supposed to be.
If you were to add my phone into the mix, it'd probably take you a good week.
But I did that, and then I went and got my paint sprayer and started spraying trim pieces and all, which I never did go back to finish painting the trim after the holidays. He's supposed to call me and let me know when to come back, and he never called me, so I guess they brushed them and all instead of me spraying them. So don't hurt my feelings none. I worked my butt off over there.
My sister was doing a lot of last minute remodel stuff on their house before my nephew graduated high school.
Mm-hmm.
And I talked her into going to Menards and buying pre-finished trim.
Yeah.
And she said, well, I didn't even know they ever even sold this stuff. And I said, oh, yeah.
Well, the thing is with him, they had certain kind of wood that they were using, and they were cutting and making their own trim pieces.
Yeah, she was going to cut all her own trim pieces and paint them white. And I was like, oh, hell no.
Well,
they got it plastic. You can cut it, and it stays plastic right in the cut of the joint.
Well, had my uncle come and one night cut 90% of the trim pieces one night for him on the table saw, just cutting out the pieces back to back. Had that going while we was working on something else. The next day, we sanded and got all the rough edges off of it, and then I spent 3 days spraying kills on all that trim to seal it.
Yeah.
Because it kept soaking, because the type of wood it was soaking that kills up. I ended up putting like 3 coats on that thing for it stopped soaking it in.
Yep.
That wood was that just pulling it in that hard.
It's that dry.
Yeah.
And they over
Which it was aged. It was aged. The wood they had for a while. It was, you could tell it had been aged for years. Yep. And they cut it and all, and when they cut it, it stayed, true and all, which it wasn't like a green board. A green board, you cut it, and after a little bit, you'll see them start bowing. These, when you cut them, they stay true and straight the whole time.
That's good.
They'd been dry aged, but it took a while spraying those things with kills to get them to finally quit soaking it in and seal it. But by then it was pretty much white then, and they were going to paint them white. And I'm like, whenever y'all ready, just call me and I'll come over here and we'll mix the white up and spray it real fast. I said it won't take no time because they're already pretty much sealed with that white kills. He ain't called me yet. That's been almost 2 weeks. So
yeah, with that primer, you got to put paint over it. Otherwise, that primer will pick up every speck of dirt, dust, whatever. It'll attract it right to the surface of that wood.
Well, he's had back problems anyway, and right before we quit doing everything, right before Christmas, he got to where he couldn't even hardly stand up straight and walk because of his back being messed up. So he might be still dealing with all that.
Yeah, that ain't no good at all.
Which he was pushing himself too hard. Hell, he was pulling 16, 18-hour days remodeling that house for 2.5, 3 weeks straight without stopping.
We don't know anybody like that in Georgia. We don't know anybody that just keep going and going and going and going until they run some out of steam.
Yeah, I've about come to the point I quit doing all that too. When I spent 4 days in bed because I couldn't even get up and move around, yeah, that's when I said, hold up, I need to quit all this shit. But, man. Oh, Lordy. I will be right back. I got to use the restroom real quick.
All right.
About that get together.
What's Brandon been doing today? You feeling any better, buddy? That's good. Be careful. You don't want to overdo it either.
You better set that doctor's appointment up.
Well, it's a matter of finances. If you ain't got the money, you ain't gonna be able to do it.
Well, you ain't got the money, then you better find out how much.
It is a slow season, so sometimes pacing yourself is the best answer. Especially with those temperatures jumping up and down like crazy, going from 80 to 30 back and forth, it makes it pretty rough on somebody.
Right. Yeah, I had to do my treatment as soon as I got home.
We were out at the farm tonight and we saw about 15 deer running around in the crop row area that we just had new terraces cut into, so the animals were even on the move. I'm not familiar with that disease, Brandon.
Celiac disease. I've heard of it, but I don't remember what it is. I can't clean my shop because I ain't built it yet.
Our shop's just overran.
But I hope to have it soon.
I was going to do some stuff out there. Last time I went out there, turned the light switch on, and two of my LED lights blew up.
Oh, Lordy. That's not
I
good.
don't have any power in my outlets inside the barn at all. So I think that there's something wrong with my breaker box underneath the booster can.
Could be.
It's not really in a weather-tight box, but I got to tear that box open and see what in the world's going on. I've got power to the meter. That's about as far as the power company will go.
Yeah.
Gluten allergies sound like something kind of similar to Crohn's.
Crohn's is more of the stomach and intestine, ain't it?
Yeah, but it flares up when you have too much gluten and stuff. So, I'll be right back.
Let's see. Celiac disease is an immune disease which people can't eat gluten because it will damage their small intestine. Aha. Gluten is a protein found in wheat, rye, and barley. There goes beer. Ouch. Yeah, that ain't no fun. Okay, that's weird. My light's just dimmed for some reason. Huh. Welcome back, Craig.
What's up?
Not much. I think I'm fixing to call it a night.
Yeah, I think Kathy said something about we needed to probably have a conversation sometime in Hangouts. And I think it'd probably be good if we can get the majority of the masses together at Hangouts and have a chit chat powwow one of these days soon.
All right, just let me know when.
We have to get a time frame that works for everybody. Hopefully, maybe over the weekend we can grab some time where we grab everybody up.
That'd be good.
Kind of catch up and go over things a little bit and see where everybody's at with all the stuff. So,
yeah,
never a dull moment.
Nope, never a dull moment. But yeah, I think I'm gonna cut this thing off. I should have cut it off a couple hours ago, but yeah, I ain't talked to a lot of y'all in a long time, so I figured I'd stay on here as long as possible.
Yeah, unfortunately, we were out of town. We've been trying to get out to the city for a little bit and just haven't had a chance to. Every time we get a chance to try to do something, something comes up. So,
oh, I know that feeling.
we have the immediate family, and that stuff never stops. So,
well, I've been trying to get to where I could go hunting for the past few weeks, and every time I start to go, something happened around here, and I won't be able to go. So today's the first day I've been hunting since the first or second week of November.
Wow.
Yeah, every time I turn around, there's something else I had to do, so I hadn't been hunting.
We've had about 30 acres of timber pushed with a dozer. So,
what in the world?
Cleaning up burnt brush and all stuff. Kathy's got a video on her page.
Why were you pushing the trees instead of cutting them down and selling them?
Oh, they're cutting them. This buddy of mine's got one of those monster skid steers. It's on Trac, and he's got a 1 foot diameter, 3/4 inch or 1 inch thick blade that has 1.5 inch teeth on it.
Yeah, cut down machine.
And it's got a ram at the top of that blade. And they can turn that blade, where it's flat, and then cut the trunk of the tree, and then they can turn it 90 degrees and grind the stumps with it.
Cool.
We're clearing land so we have more.
We're trying to clean up brush and stuff that's overgrown for about 60 years.
So we can put more crops down, plus
better hay, and try to keep the trees that are healthy and get rid of all the other trees that are unhealthy.
Yeah, take the underbrush out and get the bigger trees back doing good.
We've got so much cedar that it's unreal. The cedars have been trying to take over the whole farm, and we've got miles and miles of cedar. So trying to put some of that back and clean that out. I want to really just keep the walnut and the oak and push all the rest of it out. And
is it regular cedar or red cedar?
Regular cedar. So
Or it'd still be good for woodworking and stuff.
Well, the
If
issue
they're
is
decent sized.
you get too much cedar in one area and they're getting diseased. So
True.
you end up with a bunch of dead trees, and
Yeah.
it just adds to the brush clutter. And we've got hedge and locust intermixed with all that stuff too. So
Yeah.
it's gotten way out of hand, and you can't even walk through it. So I said, you know what, go in there and clean all that out so we can mow it.
Yeah.
I can't even get the brush hog in between the brush and the trees and stuff. So
Dang. Yeah, it's time to clear it out then. If you can't get a brush hog in between the trees.
my biggest fear is a fire. If there's ever a fire in the timber with all that underbrush, the whole countryside will be in flames.
Yeah.
So we've had a couple of instances where we've had the hay meadows catch on fire, and it's been a rush to keep it out of the timber, because if it gets into the timber, it's done.
Then it's going to get way out of hand.
So we don't want to end up with a California style land blaze.
Oh, heck no.
So, not only that, but if you're not taking care of that brush and they fine you for it, they could get pretty expensive.
Oh, yeah. I think that was you whistling that time.
Yeah, like I said, that's about any time I want to do something, the phone starts going off. I told Stacy I was going to send it home with him, and he said, I'll turn right back around and bring it back to you.
Yeah.
He said, I've been there and I've seen that phone. He said, I don't want nothing to do with it.
Mine used to blow up like that all the time. Now it don't do that no more. And I'm like, oh, thank goodness.
Mine still does. And
well, the ones that kept blowing my phone up, they finally got to the point they realized I don't work for free no more. I don't keep putting out helping everybody else that's not going to, give something in return. I got rid of the ones that was using me, basically.
Well, a lot of mine's just business and family. So
yeah, well, a lot of the ones that kept blowing my phone up like that was people that thought I was a free taxi.
Yeah.
No.
That's not good.
Especially when it's coming out of your budget for fuel.
Yeah.
They're putting in money to help with maintenance and fuel.
I had to call it quits when a friend of mine, every time I turn around, they'd need a ride to the store to get something for the kids or whatever. I didn't have no problem with that. When they started getting to where they wanted me to carry them 2 or 3 towns over, that was like a 2-hour ride one way to get something and come back. I'm like, I said, you gonna give me gas money? I don't have it.
Yep.
I said, you gonna have to find somebody else, or I can't drive you over there. I said, I ain't got that kind of gas.
Oh, it happens. Them V8s like to have a little bit of a drink. They don't run on fumes.
My truck out on the open road gets about 15 miles. Well, around town or on the open road get about the same, about 15 and a half miles to a gallon. I used to get 18 around town, 24 out on the highway. It don't do that no more. The truck's got some miles on it. It's getting older. It don't have the fuel mileage like it used to.
Yeah.
And I don't make the money like I used to because I can't make them trips like I used to.
Yeah. Well, like my aunt, she wanted me to drive her an hour and 15 minutes one way to go get some stuff out of a car that she wrecked. And she said, I got $20 in gas money. And I said, $20 ain't going to get me over there. And I said, my truck gets 21 miles a gallon. I said, $20 ain't going to cut it.
$20 is only going to put 8 gallons of gas in your vehicle.
I said, not only that, but I just don't have a half a day to do that.
Yeah.
She said, well, it's only an hour over there. I said, an hour over there, an hour back. That's 2 hours.
And then however long it takes to get all that stuff out the vehicle is usually going to take an hour or so.
Well, paperwork and all that other stuff.
Yep.
She's looking at half a day. I said, I don't have a half a day to give you. Neither does nobody else. I said, what you need to do is put insurance on my cousin's car that she dumped on me and get a tag on it. And you guys need to keep that thing tagged and insured and keep it around.
Drive it around.
You need a backup vehicle. There ain't nobody got time to cart you all over hell of creation to all your silliness.
Exactly.
I don't have time to do my own stuff, let alone do that.
Yep.
Kathy and I've been working on a couple projects at the house that I haven't even touched in almost a year. Just because I haven't had time. Every time I get ready to work on something, I got to stop and go do something somewhere else. So
I know the feeling. But hopefully if I can get a hold of my buddy that does concrete work, maybe he can cut me a good deal and all and do my concrete slab here for too much longer, and I can start building my shop.
that'll be good.
My sister was going to buy me a 18 by 24 shop, but the amount of money she was going to pay for it, and me and my buddy Bird was telling her, said, hey, won't you just have my concrete slab poured? I'll take the shelter that I got at the hunting club. I'm taking it down anyway and bringing it back. I can use it because it's already got the roof, the poles and all. All I got to do is frame it in and put the barn doors, and I've got a shop.
Yeah. Well, and the other thing too,
and it'd be a lot cheaper and a lot better.
Building materials are getting expensive. Where you used to be able to go out and buy a sheet of plywood for $8 to $10, that sheet of plywood's about $30 now. So,
3/4 inch plywood is going for about $38 a sheet now.
Yeah, you used to be able to buy that for about $8 a sheet all day long.
$8 to $12, yeah.
So, those building materials are getting expensive. If you got something that's got a decent roof on it already, it'll save you a lot of money and headache long term.
It's got 2x6s running from the center to the outside with 2x4 slats or vertical things across that the tins hook to. So it's all built to last.
Yep.
All brand new tin, all brand new pressure treated wood, the whole 9 yards. I spent all that when I got what little bit of back pay money they give me. I bought all the materials and built the shelter and porch and all. I'm just going to turn it into my shop. I just ain't going to use the floor part. I'm just going to use the 4x4s and the roof and all, and then just frame in the walls in between the posts.
Yeah, well, you use a lot of that flooring material too in other areas, so
yeah,
it ain't like you're going to waste that flooring material.
Oh no, it'll be used for stuff.
So
a lot of it'll be used to build shelves and countertop or bench tops and stuff like that.
That's one of our projects over the next 6 years is to take all the buildings that my great-great-grandpa built at his house homestead, which is where the cabin's at.
Yeah.
And pull the metal roofing, the corrugated steel off the top of the roof, and pull the 5 or 6 layers of shingles off, put down brand new decking, put shingles back on it, a good heritage shingle or something, and then start reworking all the siding on it and all that stuff, put new doors on them, because they're still good buildings, and they're built with post. And those posts will never rot. They're cedar posts. So
exactly.
Re-roof it and put a new shell on the outside and then go back on the inside and insulate them and fix them up. And then over a period of time, I'll either put a chat gravel floor in them or a concrete floor in them.
Yep.
And then I won't ever have to do anything else with them for years to come. So.
Oh, yeah. Heck yeah.
That's all stuff that we want to do in and around building the house.
Yeah.
I got a shed for Kathy to work in, kind of like her own tool workshop shed. I think it's about a 20-foot by 20-foot building.
That's what my shop's going to be.
So my great-grandpa built it. It was one of those Sears kit buildings.
Yeah.
It's actually sitting up on rocks. Because they built it and then they put rock footing underneath it. So it's got big old limestone rocks sitting underneath it. So I just had to cut some windows in it and put some doors on it. So.
Yep. But that's basically what mine's going to be.
And then you can come over here to Kansas. We could keep you busy for a couple of days.
That's basically the size mine's going to be. The outside to the outside of the 4x4s is 20 foot by 20 foot. The roof overhangs 2 foot on each side and front to back.
Yeah.
So that's 24 by 24 on the roof. It's going to be, the sides are going to be up to where top of the framework, or where the roof joists come in, is going to be just over 10, right at 10 foot or just over 10 foot tall.
Yeah, that'll be plenty tall. We've got some shop buildings and the roof starts at the slope side, starts at about 6 foot.
Yeah.
And then it's about 12 to 14 foot at the peak.
Yeah.
And you know what? Those are good shop buildings. You know, there's plenty of headroom in there to work in, and the ceiling isn't too high, so it keeps the lighting down low.
Yeah.
So,
well, what I'm going to do is the slab's going to be 20 foot by 30 foot. And on one end of it, 10 or 20 foot by 20 foot is going to be the shop, and the other 10 foot sticking out, I'm going to do a lean-to going out the front of it. So I can, if it's raining and all, and I don't want to be in the shop, but I want to be outside where there's a breeze and all that, I can work under the lean-to. It's going to be 20 by 10.
yeah.
And it's going to be 20 by 20 on the shop, and then I'm going to have a lean-to out the back for like storing my extra mowers, my metal, and stuff like that under the back and all. So I'm not overtaking everything with all the extra stuff inside. I'll have my extra stuff under the back, and as I need it, I'll bring something around front, and there I go.
Yeah, well, and those lights like Nate got,
yeah,
they're still dropping in price. So you can afford to put a bunch of those on the inside and then under that lean-to without spending a lot of money.
4 of them 4 foot LEDs, 4 foot LED fluorescent light, whatever you want to call them. They're $20 a piece.
Well, they're cheaper than that now. You can get them as low as about $4 a piece.
Where?
On Amazon.
I have to look it up and see. But the ones I'm looking at are 5,000 lumen each.
Yeah, that 6,500 lumens is what I bought. And I bought a 12-pack of them, and it was right around $60.
For a 12-pack?
Yeah.
Dang. I might have to see if I'm doing that.
The box was only, I want to say the box was only maybe 3 inches by 4 inches. And it had all 12 of them lights on the inside of it.
Dang, how small is them damn things?
They're small, but they put out a hell of a lot of light. Hell of a lot of light.
Well, see, what I want to do, I want to put at least 4 on the inside.
Yeah. And they'll be bright.
And a couple out the front, and a couple of them under the front, under that shelter. So all I need is probably, I'd say 6 of them.
Yeah. Well, like I said, that 6-pack that they bought, the prices have come down on them.
Yeah.
They're selling bead 8-footers now for, you can buy 12 of them in a kit for, I want to say, right around $120 or $140.
Dang.
The 8-footers.
Yeah.
So
I don't need that. I just need the 4-footers. Them 4-footers put out a lot of light.
They do. And, you know, they're lightweight. They're easy to install.
Yep.
We've got one shop building and we put those 12 in, and it's like an operating room on the inside of that shop building.
Because see, what I'm going to do with that when I build the shop is I'm going to frame it in and then put the boards on the outside. I ain't figured out what I'm going to do on the outside, if I'm going to do just plywood on the outside or what. Some kind of board on the outside. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do yet.
If you're only doing 2-foot walls, I would go see if you can get some damaged panels from like Menards or Home Depot or Lowe's or someplace, and see if they've got a bunch of that metal siding that's damaged. And they'll give you a deal on it, because some of that stuff they end up actually just throwing away because nobody will buy it. It's got scratches in it and stuff.
Yeah. I might check about that.
You don't care if it's got scratches or if it isn't the same
color.
No. What you want is just the material as it is. So
yeah, because what I was thinking about doing is basically like putting like some 3/8 plywood around the outside, and then putting that barrier wrap on it, moisture barrier, and then put like put the metal over the outside of that.
Yep. And that's the way I would do it too. Get that house wrap on there.
Yeah.
And if you're not going to use the house wrap, just use some 50 mil plastic.
Yeah.
Not
But
no plastic.
I was going to do that, and then on the inside, I was going to run all my wires through conduit because I'm probably going to run stranded wire instead of solid wire for everything, like we do with industrial.
Yeah.
Run stranded wire and all in it through conduit with pull boxes and all. So if I ever have to a wire mess up, I can pull out the old one and pull a new one back in.
Yeah. Honestly, I just use some MC cable and be done with it. You buy that in 250-foot rolls at the Home Depot or wherever, and it's not really necessarily outrageously expensive. But we bought them.
Well, the one thing about doing it with the conduit and all, though, is it'll be easier to pull wire and all through.
Yeah.
And I always wanted to where if something ever happens, I can actually pull the wire out.
Bad anyway.
Do what?
You use that MC cable, if you put it in right, it won't ever go bad anyway.
True. But then I was going to insulate the walls and put Luan on the inside and paint the walls like either white or a light gray color or something like that, so where it ain't dark in there. And with the fluorescent lights or them LED lights and all reflecting off of that, it'd make it brighter in there.
Yeah, but that's one thing we did on the inside of the barn is I got one wall where we've got 4x8 sheets of flooring.
Yeah.
That I bought, I want to say about 4 gallons of bare deck paint, white, pure white or a satin white color. And I painted all that flooring, and that stuff reflects light like nobody's business. So I've got one 4-foot shop light hanging on one side of that, and you turn that shop light on, and it illuminates half the room.
Yeah,
just from the reflection off the back of that white backdrop. So no bigger your shop building is going to be if you get you some white deck paint. Doesn't have to be bare. I just use bare because it's an industrial.
Well, I just figure any indoor outdoor paint will work because it's just going to be painting that Luan.
Yeah,
and I'll take, and once I get it all with all the receptacles in there and light switches and all, I just tape up the receptacle and light switches and stuff. Take that Wagner sprayer I got, put me on a mask, open the bay door, the garage doors on it, and go in there and just spray everything.
Yeah, well, the reason I use the deck paint is in case I wanted to use a pressure washer on it. With the deck paint on there, the wood won't get wet because it's completely sealed in that deck paint. So if I want to hit
that deck paint's kind of expensive, though.
I know it is, but that was my goal with it.
You know how much deck paint you'd have to do a 20 by 20 building on the inside with 10-foot walls on the short side, and then the peak part would be up 20 foot, 15 foot, something like that.
Well, the 8 by 16 foot area I did, like I said, I think I used 4 cans, but I put 3 brushed layers on every inch of that on that wood. So front and back and all the sides, we've got 3 coats, and it's thick because I put it on with a brush.
Yeah, but could you imagine trying to do that on a 20 by 20 shop? It would take a lot of paint.
Yeah, you don't have to go to the extreme I did, though.
I'm just going to get some of that paint like I painted my tree stands and all with, and just get either white or an off gray color and paint the inside of the shop.
Yeah.
Have a good one, Brandon.
Take care, Brandon.
But
there's a lot of options, when it's going to be inside, not in the weather or whatnot. And, my situation where I wanted to hit it with the pressure washer, you don't necessarily need to do that either. Just a good coat of white paint. It'll give you a lot of reflective surface. And
above, I'm going to put shelves basically around the whole thing on the top, probably 8 foot high.
Yeah.
2 foot wide shelf, and have it pretty much circle the whole shop to where I have plenty of storage and stuff. Just have to get a ladder to get up there and put stuff up and all, which that ain't no problem.
No. You're probably going to have a ladder in there anyway, just to keep it out of the way.
Just build a square frame for all the things and all, and just do 45 kickers every 4 feet on the shelves and all to hold the weight. Done.
Yep. Put a French cleat on the wall and you hang the ladder from the French cleat and you're in business.
I thought about with doing the shelves all the way around, taking me a 1-inch metal bar or metal pipe and have it in the corner, have it where it kind of rounds in the corners and goes around, and do a ladder that's on wheels at the bottom and then has the roller wheels that sit on that pipe. Do like they do in libraries, the old style libraries where they curve and go around. The one ladder, it goes around the whole shop. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Doing something like that.
Well, you can use those.
Old style libraries and all where you can get the different books and all off the different shelves and stuff.
Get into an area where you've got people that are doing tear outs and stuff in an apartment building, and they're renovating the closets to get you some of those closet hangers. They've got the shelf bracket, and then it's got the hanging bar supported in the middle of it. Grab up some of those and use those around that shelf, and then you could run that bar right in that closet bar pocket. And it wouldn't really be that hard to put some D-rings up either.
Nah.
So,
but if I wanted to do that piece with the pipe and all and the roller wheels, all I had to do is take a piece of flat bar to go off the back of it with make it like a T-bar off of it where it's flat one way, and then have a flat piece that bolts into the front of the shelf to hold the metal bar and all, just for the ladder to roll on. And then have rubber wheels at the bottom of the ladder for it to roll, and just have it where you can, when you step on it, it puts weight and stops it on the ground, and when you step off of it, that's when it pops up to where it'll roll.
Well, you were just working at your cousin's house. Those wheels that you use for those closet doors, you could get the Trac on top of a piece of flat stock steel and just screw that right to the front of the shelf.
Yeah.
And put that ladder on those rollers, and it would roll right around that.
Yeah. And I could build the ladder where it's actually eight a little bit, where it's narrower at the top than it is at the bottom.
Yep.
So it won't tilt left or right. It'll just roll smooth.
Yeah, you wouldn't even have to put wheels on the ladder because you could just pick it up and roll it on the rollers and set it flat on the floor.
Yes, I've seen the things where you can order the brackets that bolt up on the bottom of it, that when you're not standing on it, it pulls the ladder up off the floor about a 1/2 to 3/4 inch.
Yeah.
But as soon as you start to step on it to put any weight, it puts the ladder flat on the floor to where it don't move.
Yep.
Those are pretty cheap to get. But I thought about doing that so it'd be easier to, get up for stuff like that, and you can you can have it where you can set that ladder where it'll only go so far each way or whatever you need to also.
Yep.
But I got all kinds of ideas, but until I can get the shop built, it's probably going to change a dozen times.
Probably. That's what I told Kathy. We just need to start working on that house before we start getting too crazy with different ideas on it.
Yeah. But yeah, it's 11:30. I need to get off of here so I can deal with them dogs and all. I still got to find me something to eat. I ain't even ate supper yet, and get some sleep. But I appreciate y'all hanging out with me and
thanks for having us, Jay.
And we're gonna try to do this again next week. I'm gonna try to go back to my old schedule on Thursday nights. Not guaranteeing nothing, but I'm gonna try to.
Oh yeah.
All righty. Well, I'm gonna end this, and we'll catch y'all next time.
See y'all later. Thanks, Jay.